they try to do it towards the Son of God. It's impossible. You should have common sense to know these things, you know what I mean? But they're a little slow. So, like I said, when you do that with Masons and these people, it's because they sold their soul and they sold out. It's like the VH1 awards. You go up there to get a fake trophy, to have fake accolades, to, basically pretend that you've accomplished something. You haven't actually accomplished anything. Hold on, I'm just looking at something. You haven't actually accomplished anything, but you want to fancy and tell yourself that you've accomplished something. Does that make sense? So a lot of people, if you give them a cookie, here's your cookie. You want cookie? Here's your Scooby Doo cookie. If you give them a cookie, right, they believe and actually take the cookie and think that that cookie um, means anything. You understand? They think that that cookie means that they've succeeded. So what they do, like with the VH1 awards, right, is they say, "Here you go. You know what's. Here's your. You've been good pets. You've done what we told you to do, and you're making us some money. So we're going to reward you, right? All you Masons that occupy homes, you don't. None of you own a home, right? You occupy homes, you occupy and drive cars you don't own. They're not even on payments. They don't even have to lease them. Look at Wes Watson. Wes Watson was driving around a stolen vehicle. All Masons drive around stolen vehicles. I thought this was known knowledge by now. Chris Brown, all of them. They don't own anything. They don't own any cars. They don't own anything. This is the reality of the world you live in. See, me, I would never have any reason to get mad at anybody unless you're doing some weird, crazy stuff. That's all I ever get mad at. Why would I be mad at people who I defeated? Why would I be mad at rappers and celebrities and fake CEOs of major companies who you're just in a title, you're not actually rich and you don't get paid real money? Let's get real, you live off a black card. Why would I be mad at folks who don't even have a clue how this world works around them? If you're a CEO right now of a company, if you're a manager, anything like that. It doesn't mean that you're rich. It doesn't mean you're a boss. It damn sure don't mean you're above me. I've made and spent more money than you. I own more wealth than you right now. I'm willing to put it up. We can have a contest publicly. I will make you look silly. Okay? Real talk. If I give you tours of the buildings that I own and have access to, you will lose your mind. Okay? So if I own more wealth than you because I'm a genius in this world and I outsmarted the entire system and figured out how to move within it when people left me out to have nothing, people didn't want me to have stability, a moment of peace. So I used the system and I flipped it and I turned it on its axis, on its paradigm, and used it as an advantage to me. I'm wearing 530 on my wrist right now. That sounds like a CEO boss. I don't have a boss. I get paid to do this, to speak publicly. I don't depend on YouTube. I'm a hustler. You can watch me the last 20 years. Have I not always figured out a way to make income? Because I'm a hustler. I know how to go out in the street and get it. I got ballin tatted on my lower back for a reason, because the minute that I was born, I had to go get money. Is that true? Because I could believe it. Okay, we've got a lobster, an angry lobster. Is that really true, or are you just trolling right now? JNYC, keep the questions coming in the statements, please. They're all good. Um, But yeah, I think WAC 100 is a government pawn. I think most of them are government pawns. And I think the main goal of this whole shabam, if you will, this whole situation is for the feds to try to puppeteer people. And that's what people don't get is, when you deal with the concept of the Joker, the real Joker is really your government. And they're trying to puppeteer folks. Okay, you have to understand, Obama to me is Osama bin Laden. So Obama was wearing a mask in a cave and wears a mask every day, or that's his real face as Obama. But that was Osama bin Laden. If you study Osama bin Laden was a CIA agent, CIA operative. CIA operatives most definitely would be used by the mass deception, which is the fake elitist government, because they're not elites, because they're all poor. They're just people pawns being used by the devil that demons are inhabiting, right? So if you work for the CIA as a CIA operative, of course, you would have them put makeup on you, create a mask for you, and then you do the mass scale deception just like they did with 9/11. 9/11 was staged. 9/11 was an inside job. 9/11, they said that it imploded. It came from the inside. This truth is already out. See, the Masons don't understand the world has eyes and ears and we can hear and see. You haven't fooled anyone. It's just like with me. This is why I don't let people lie on me. You could try. I encourage all of you, try to lie on me, but see, you're delusional and you're lost and you're slow because you haven't caught up to the pace I'm moving at and the frequency on. You don't realize how powerful I've become already. So with the power I have and the fact that I have God behind me, I fear nothing, because a lie, I'll just swat that away in 2 seconds. A lie can't do nothing to me. I don't even have to swat it. God will just completely come down and stop it in its tracks, because it's just a little lie. A lie can only stand for so long, and only with fake, weak people who already have it out for me, like at some of these companies, like these people have contacted. But a lie will always be exposed. The truth will rise. When they said fire, the fire rises, that all that coming from Batman, what they're really saying is that the truth rises. The truth is something that can't be held down. Like the truth about Michael Jackson. The truth about Michael Jackson, about MJ, was because the real truth was that Michael Jackson did not do anything wrong. He was found in court innocent. He was exonerated of all charges and crimes. At least as far as the courtroom said, he was innocent. But the Illuminati was so hard on him, just like they are on me, that they gave him a false jacket. And even though he was found innocent, they literally got him out the picture. They got rid of him. That's what the devil does, right? And they were able to because Michael Jackson sold his soul and was a Mason and part of their system. I'm not. That's why they can't touch me. You see the difference? They can throw whatever they want at me. They can say this and that, but now they're dealing with a force like my father was, that's standing, like my father stood up to the people sharing the fake timeshares and went crazy and said, I'm just here for the tickets to go to Disneyland with my son. That's all I want. And he just kept telling them, and my dad was enraged. He was losing it. He was sitting in a couch just like this, a little seat, and he said, I don't care what you're talking about. You're all a bunch of cowards, and I just want the tickets. Give me the damn tickets, and that's it. I don't want your timeshare, because any normal person, like even if my dad had some money, even any normal person is going to realize in 2 seconds, if you're a genius and you're smart, these timeshares are a joke. They're all fake. They're just designed to put me in debt and to mess me over and put me in a bad situation, leasing something that I don't own. Like, it's cool to have a vacation, but it's a vacation that's got they got a whole bound book of terms and litigation, right, to trap you. Nobody wants to do that. It's not actually a vacation. What you're going into is some kind of satanic wizardry nonsense. That's why people don't do timeshares. That's why timeshare has always failed. Let's get real, because they have too many nuances and they're trying to mess you over with the way they promote and do their deals. See, Empower Network was printing fake checks, giving big billboard checks that look as big as people, 6 foot tall, 8 foot tall checks. But they were, David Wood and David Sharp were crackheads going to Puerto Rico trying to live above their means and pretend that they was rich. You see what I'm saying? They was pretending they was rich, but were they actually rich? They were not actually rich, because people who were actually rich wouldn't have to front. The actual rich people are never Freemasons. Masons are all poor. Every single one of them I met is poor. The organization doesn't allow you to have ownership. Now, who was quoted saying that? Nipsey Hussle. So my question to you, JNYC, would be, how do you feel about Nipsey Hussle and him saying that? He said, we're going to be 60 years old without a pot to you know what in. And shortly after that, I believe it was pretty recent after that, that's when they did the incident with Eric Holder. I think it was an inside job. I think Eric Holder was some kind of government agent. Now, you may look at that and say, no, there's no way. Same thing they did with what's his name with the Kenneka Jenkins case they wanted to cover up. I'm not scared to talk about anything. These people don't scare me. None of them. None of these fake little gang members. That's why I'm Batman, because I already stood up to them and I've defeated them, and I'll continue to in the street. I welcome whatever. I'm not Zach TV. But you saw what they did to Zach TV. I mean, what they did was crazy and atrocious in front of everyone in the street. This is why I always stand up for myself, because I know nobody's going to be there for me. I know nobody's going to have my back. And the people who do, they're not around me to have it physically in person. Okay. So you have to stand up to this system, right, on your own, but you got to really make a stand. You can't be, going around the bush with this. I mean, this is a real thing. I mean, you have to know they targeted every person who ever spoke out like me, and all of them lost, and they got all of them out the picture, but I'm always here and they cannot touch me. They've tried everything. That's not a false claim either. I'm telling you, I'm the real deal, straight thug life. I'm living in God's image. I am the Son of God, and they cannot touch me. It's impossible. They've tried everything. No, they tried. You could try to touch me, but I'm never gonna expire. I refuse to expire. I'm too strong. I survived a truck. I survived their phone calls to Seton Hospital. What happened to me? I already described and explained it. Go through the channel. I'm immortal, bro. Let me see. All right, let me catch up. What is that? I've never heard of that place. Where is this place at? Can you tell me? Hold on. Where is that place at? That New York or something? Where is Wes Watson? I thought he was like in Miami recently, or when he got arrested. Ultimate Puppet is Adam 22, but he has a master too. Well, I'm glad you said that. That's a good point. They all have masters. That's kind of the whole point here is everybody has a boss and everybody has a handler, and there is no pecking order to it because they all sold their soul, and we all know how they get down and what their preference is, and we all know what community they are. That's the same community that targeted me, the L, you know what community, right? Don't go there, girlfriend. So that's them. The people who type in this chat who try to say they're trolling, that they're committing felonies across state lines and they're all going to prison, they're from that community. Don't go there, girlfriend. That's who's mad at me. And they try to get on here and act tough because they don't know any other formula but to be immature. And they can't contain themselves because they have all this fake weak rage, but their narc rage is weak. It's like a small little flame that just goes out in the wind, just like them. And you see, they're all like little flames just going out in the wind because they're all getting their karma right and left. You saw what happened to 4Extra with them fireworks? That wasn't coincidence. That was karma. 4Extra is not a good person. I mean, he's a horrible person. I mean, I don't like 607 Unk, but you know, to treat any human being like that and sit there and try to pick on the dude, that's not cool. That's not nice. That wasn't, that wasn't a manly thing to do. But he did it nonetheless and had no shame about it, did he not? So, you just have to understand, I mean, behind all this stuff is the feds. Who do you think put a battery in Whack 100's back to do that? The feds. He's probably working off plea bargains and plea deals from the prison. Where do they recruit all these little homies? From the prison system. Who's really doing it to the people? It's not us, because I'm not you all, because we tried that and y'all ain't our friends or homies. But who's doing it to you? If we be realistic for a minute. You know what I mean? Hold on. Who's realistically doing it to you and your people? The feds, the government. Because they're who's pulled the strings for every single loss that you've taken. King Vaughn, that happened at a bar, but that could have been an inside job. Takashi 69 gets into it at a bar every 5 seconds, and he's all right. Think about that. Eric Holder, I think, was someone put a battery in his back. I know for a fact that Maserati Fox, this is how sick the feds are. You want me to explain what they did to Maserati Fox? Let me catch up to the comments in a little. But yeah, Adam 22 is a puppet. He's just there to get people locked up like Vlad TV. I think it's completely connected. That's all. I mean, people just have to understand these aren't separate issues. Epstein is connected to Diddy. Diddy should be doing life in prison. Everybody knows that. For Trump to let people like Diddy walk free, that's fine. But it just provides me a joker to deal with and go after, to be honest, because Diddy is the enemy. Anybody evil who commits crimes like that, especially the way that they do and the kind of crimes they're committing, like I protect children and kids. I want to stop child trafficking. So P. Diddy's the enemy, whether I like it or not. Like some of his music, all right, but he's the enemy. Like you can say what you want, but those are the folks that I'm going to be coming up against in reality. And I'm going to win. That's the thing. P. Diddy is soft. P. Diddy is not built like Batman. No duh. We all know that. Nobody is. Right? So it's like people don't understand you all are worried about money and how much money someone makes. The man here is building an empire in front of you and taking over the street and runs the streets. This is by force. This is by power. I'm not asking anyone anything because I don't have to. One man knows how to flip your system on its axis upside down, defeat it, and take over everything and run every block. Literally. The expressions that they want to use that they don't come from, like, you know what, the block dry, that's what I literally have done. I did it on Rainy Street when I made all the money on that block running that food truck. What are you talking about? That's why people started hating on me. Paying for a hotel room $100 plus every night, every other night. That's a boss. So the old man that wanted to act like he was fake security, I told him, I screamed on him one night and scared the hell out of him and I told him I really don't give a you know what. Told him get the hell off my truck, and he got scared, and he claimed he was security of the lot. So the security of the lot, I backed down and told him get the off my truck, and he had to, not because of no rules, because he got scared. So I backed homeboy down. He was an older man, and he held on to that and had a chip on his shoulder forever. Like, yeah, you got back down, bro, because you ain't no real security. You can't be coming. Think about this. If he's security, right, and he claims he's security of a lot because he's really fake and nobody even knows why he's there, what he's doing. If you was that don't give you a right to climb on my truck. You don't come in my food truck. See what I'm saying? And they wouldn't understand the concept that if I got an open door in that food truck, I don't want nobody coming through it. Because if you coming through that, you asking for a problem. See what I'm saying? You're asking for trouble because I'm over here cooking, minding my business, and you're coming through a back door, and I'm not paying attention and don't know what's going on. Yeah, I'm going to react. Right? So he got back down. He was shook. He was scared as hell. And he saw me have to turn up on him. And I was built just like I am now back then in Austin. And then basically everybody respected me on the lot, but they tried to target me on that lot. So then they used that fake girl and they tried to have her complain, and she made a false call on me and tried to say I did something I didn't do when she actually did something towards me. And I didn't complain or whine about it or anything. So then they went to come get her stuff and acted like they were talking to me. And I'm like, yeah, what's the point? Just grab the stuff and get the hell up out of my face. You got nothing to talk to me about. Right? And I told them reality, like, nah, that's not what happened. And then folks was trying to record it. They were trying to set me up. So the dudes who worked at the other part of the lot to the one that she would always hang around, right? They were trying to check this out. They were trying to set me up in the own lot I worked in because I was smarter than all of them and doing better than all of them. Think about that. And I went to Austin. I'm homeless in Austin. I don't even have anywhere to go. That's how smart I am. I've been targeted a million times. She got exposed in front of everyone who was fake crying and saying that I did something to her that never happened. And they have the video, so you can see that it may never happen. She just made it up out of thin air. And then the people saw her true colors. Oh, okay, she's fake. And she was evil as hell. She would come and bother me while I'm working and be yelling and screaming and irate. And I'm just calm as a cucumber. And it's like, yeah, like, those are the criminals. Those are the people I don't play with. I don't play with people like that. People like that are not safe people to be around, and they don't scare me. Like I own you. Like, you're not gonna do nothing with me. You're gonna lose. So I won in front of her. I made all my money, and then I pumped it into this business. See, if I had not been persistent enough to keep pushing, if I had caved in because of pressure being applied by narcissists, I wouldn't be sitting in front of you today running this business being Batman. This is what people don't understand. I went through challenges this entire time, insurmountable obstacles to get where I'm at, to do what I'm doing. That's what people don't get. There's a whole story behind this, okay? There's tons of stuff y'all don't even know. But yeah, Diddy and Epstein are connected. Epstein was connected to everybody, every president, every politician, anybody in politics, any corporate CEOs, companies. All those people went to the Epstein things, and we all know what they did there and participated in. We all know what was going on there. Everything I'm trying to stop because I'm trying to stop child trafficking. That's a common thing with Freemasons and Masonry. So why don't they stop it? Because the courtrooms are bought out too, and they're not bought out because they don't have money, but they're owned by Freemasons. Freemasonry is the courtroom. You swear on a Bible because they claim to believe in God, but they believe in the devil. See the point? So isn't that weird that they swear you in on a Bible, but then the court system never serves justice? It's evil and it only serves injustice. So that's why I've never been a big fan of the Bible. I just haven't. I believe in God. I talk directly to God. I'm not putting the Bible down, but I'm just saying these evil people sure do use it a lot. You might want to wake up. They hide behind it. Raul and that church cult was hiding behind it. Geneva hides behind it. And I got downloads about this. A lot of narcissists hide behind religion. Let me catch up. They're saying there's no Epstein client list. That's a bold-faced lie. They know there's the list. They're trying to cover it up. Like I said, it's a whole government conspiracy. Your entire government is Freemasons. So they're trying to cover each other's you know what. So see, that's the point. That's why you need people like me who finally stand up to all of them and to your government, right, who's completely out of control, and tell them, no, you can't cover your steps because now you got someone on you, paying attention to you, monitoring you, and exposing you publicly. See what I'm saying? That's why I'm telling you, people like Diddy, I got to go up against them. Those are the type of people I have to literally get in front of, right, and be Batman with and say, where were the other drugs going? I have to literally ask them, who was at the Epstein party? That's what I have to do. That's my job. That's what we're doing all this for. To actively go like in front of these people and get busy and explain like and get answers. Because we're gonna find out the truth. That's the thing. These people are just giving me a job to do. That's all. They just creating excitement for me. Another form of that's a fact right there. That's exactly what it is. It's all modern day slavery. Hell, playing in the NBA is modern day slavery though. And folks don't want to admit that, but it's the truth. There's nothing about playing in the NBA that means you made it or symbolizes freedom. Why do you think they're having so many altercations in the NBA? Why do you think that is? You think folks that were making millions of dollars would have any altercations? No, because they got millions and they're free. But I'm going to tell you who has altercations. The same cultures and groups who are in modern day slavery, who will never get out and have been in that same position since the beginning of time. I'm not putting anyone down. I'm the best friend that y'all have. I've tried nothing but to free you and help you. You didn't want to listen and you wanted to be some way indiscriminate. Do your thing. Keep being in modern day slavery, but I'm going to keep rubbing it in your face that you don't know how to get free and stand up for yourselves. See my point? Yeah, Nipsey said we're going to be 60 years old without a pot to what in. He was explaining that, not explaining, he didn't know much. He was just an ignorant kid from the hood, but he came across the facts that people wanted to hide, which was the truth that Masonry doesn't allow ownership. They own you because you sold your soul. And it's not really any they, it's not a group, it's just the devil. But you can't own anything within Freemasonry. So he was saying the truth, and that's why they wanted him out the picture. I think that was a direct act of what on him with Eric Holder, and Eric Holder was just some failure from the hood that had nothing going for him and felt he had nothing to lose, which, I mean, he's kind of gotten his karma in jail and prison from what I've heard too, and will continue to probably forever. So he's been going through hell, which makes me wonder and think if Nipsey Hussle was really a good person, because he seems like he was actually a good dude, and I feel bad for him honestly at this point. But I never had anything against Nipsey Hussle. I just stated the facts to the people that you have fake outrage when this happened to him. My problem was with people, not with Nipsey Hussle. I don't know anything about Nip. It's not my he's not. I don't know anything about those folks. I don't that's not my thing. You know what I mean? So I don't know nothing about that. You know what I mean? I know about LA because I was a little kid there and I came up around the original Bloods and Crips. That's a fact. I'm that. Okay? Like all of them, all different cultures, right? I came up in all that. So I would be that. I'm the real deal. These folks online, they want to sit there and talk, right? But you're still talking. You're just typing on the internet. I'm talking in reality to your face. Y'all know who I am. So you know who comes from that. But my whole point is, I don't know. I think Nipsey was an all right dude, but what I was just saying is he was never a thug and a gangster, and that's a fact. He was a skateboarder, and he weighed like 60 pounds soaking wet. He was built like a toothpick. He was never tough. See, that's the problem with media and these people hiding. You want to act like you're standing on a position. You can't do that hiding. Nipsey was built like a toothpick. He was a skateboarder. He was never a gangster. He joined a gang because he needed acceptance. And then y'all tried to start painting him and it got to his ego and to his head, and he thought that he was something he wasn't and thought he could play tough guy. And then that's where he made his mistake. See, real tough guys are smart. If I saw a guy like Eric Holder come around me and I detected that he was jealous, I'm going to be honest with you. I either would have dealt with the issue right then and there and I would have gotten into it, right? And just hands, because that's all I use is hands. And I either would have done that and handled the matter right then and there so we can get things right and you know what I mean, and get his mind right and he can understand what's good. Or I would have left like a smart person would do because he keeps coming around. See, a smart person, somebody who's tough, a real gangster, is going to know to detect jealousy and someone who's moving, advancing on them. That's common sense. Also, a gangster and someone who's really from the hood and really built like that, they're going to be smart enough to not stand in front of a Marathon clothing store, much less open it up in the worst location like on Crenshaw, in the middle of a ghetto where you know what can happen. You see my point? The problem I have is with folks in the public who are blowing so much smoke up they you know what, they can't see straight. You all didn't care about Nip, but you want to memorialize people who aren't even here to defend themselves like you did with Tupac Biggie. Where has that gotten you? Nowhere. If you look at the true predicament of Nipsey Hussle, the brother Black Sam, they're now opening a Marathon Burger. They just opened it recently. Like, cool, I'm happy for you. But to me, Black Sam is a coward. Number one. That's number one. Number two, to have theatrics about acting like you standing on any business concerning Nip. How are you standing on business but never getting busy and not really getting in anything? Then they put up fake videos and say he's doing this, he's doing that. I mean, anyone is going to have problems in a small neighborhood. That don't mean he's tough. I ain't seen no video of him looking tough. I see videos of covered up cameras. That's what they do. They put up a video. Oh yeah, this guy's this. He's built like this, and then you see nothing. You see a hand over the camera. That's what happened. Correct me when I'm wrong. So I have yet to see any footage of any of those people be anything tough. And why did they get that restaurant? That came from money from somewhere, right? Just like Cowboy was preying on Nip, and Cowboy could have stopped everything from happening. Yes, he could have. He could have helped. He didn't help. He stood right there, and I think it was an inside job, and I think Cowboy knew. And then Cowboy was immediately driving Lamborghinis he didn't own, right? Made a come up off of Nipsey Hussle's what? Loss. And nobody could piece the puzzle together. Some people did. You hear comments, but how can you not see what's going on here? That's satanic sacrifice. Why are the feds, why are these police stations, why are the FBI, why are CIA not doing their job? Because they're who did it to them. If you want to know the truth about rappers, the people who got targeted, 9 times out of 10, every single time, right, is basically, the rappers. Like Young Pappy's another one. Did you hear what happened to Young Pappy? Because what happened with Young Pappy, they said that the cops targeted Young Pappy. Every time the problem stems down to jealousy from these police stations because they're filled with cowards and corrupt what? Masons. And clearly they're being given orders that run down the chain of Freemasonry, and then they're told who to target. Now, what did I go through? I got targeted by corrupt cops, and I'm speaking about it publicly. You understand? And that's their worst nightmare because they don't want the truth to come out. Yeah, no, there was a bunch of active what's put on me, and I'm talking all over the nation, and they were from corrupt cops. So people need to wake up. Cops don't defend us. Cops aren't your friend. Cops don't think their job is to protect and serve. Cops are dirty. They're corrupt. They're no good. They're our enemy. They're against us. And that's reality. And you better wake up. That's the world you live in. It's just like me. I got them every day. They want to wave, take pictures with me. That's all fine. But I'm going to keep on saying the truth. You understand? Because I don't forget nothing. Because I know where you stand. I know who you all are. I know that you're Masons. See, Masons got to keep their distance from me. I don't care who you are. You understand? I know what y'all are up to. I know what y'all are on. You understand? Like I said, they didn't tow one of my cars. That was an actual felony. Nothing ever happened. They twisted the law. They let people steal my vehicles, then try to act like it was a problem for me to pull over my own vehicle, and homeboy wouldn't get out the car because he was a coward and scared of me because I was telling him get out the car. And they're like, what's up? Right? So, like I said, then they took my Porsche for a joyride and left a Subway sandwich in and took all my brand new NBA jacket and all my jewelry out the car when I was in jail. So they committed theft. And all this is going to come out when this federal lawsuit gets filed. I'm filing lawsuits on both departments right here. And I'm in front of you every day. So am I hiding? Am I scared? Am I running? Nah. All you people are some cowards. I'm calling you out now and on a public platform in front of your face because you wanted to play with me. See what I'm saying? You wanted to pretend you wanted to play with me because no one plays with me. I'm not happy about nothing. But again, these are the issues and these are the facts of how this system really happens and what's going down. The people who try to come to this chat and they send these things at me and make those calls and made a million false reports and have people bothering me, them same corrupt ones, right? They go into prison, but they work with corrupt cops. That is your system. Your system Look at what they're doing with Cyrax. Again, I understand Cyrax has his issues. I understand that. I'm not here to defend anyone or whatever, but I'm going to still say the truth and stand up for what's right. Okay? They've proven they had corrupt cops in Akron, Ohio, who admitted on camera, they talked on camera, recorded, and put the video on YouTube. So they were working with the Red Triangle. So there is underground illegal organizations who have their hand like a puppet, with corrupt cops. And they admitted this in Akron, Ohio. Akron, Ohio is corrupt. Every department in this nation is corrupt. Wake up. That's a reality. See what I'm saying? So how do you go about dealing with that? You have to get educated, you have to get smart, and you have to start, defending yourself, but the right way. You have to start standing up for yourself. You have to start learning legalities and law and that they can't twist it, and learn your rights. That's what this is about. That's what folks don't get. I'm just like all of you people out there. Look what they trying to do to me. That's why I ask you people, when you don't want to donate, well, where's your mind at? What are you supporting? What are you putting your money towards? You'll go buy a Jay-Z CD and a Jay-Z album, but Jay-Z is who sold you out. Jay-Z is a pedophile. But you won't buy my album or donate a dime to me, but I'm a better rapper than Jay-Z will ever be. Facts. Look way better than him with his big lip, looking like Red Pill. Ooh, right? People have their priorities backwards. So back to what I was saying on the Nipsey Hussle situation, right? Nipsey Hussle said the truth, but Nipsey Hussle was being used like a puppet by the government. That's why he was speaking on Bitcoin, right? Because he was being used as a puppet. Anybody who promotes Bitcoin is a terrible investment. It's the worst investment ever. Nobody who ever bought Bitcoin is rich. If they tell you that, they're a Mason and they're lying. If they open their mouth, narcissists, they're lying. Bitcoin has tanked about 2-3 times in front of my face. I've invested in it and I never lost with it. Every time that it tanked, it had no remorse, no heart, no soul. It doesn't care about you. So all those folks who said, oh yeah, I got this much Bitcoin. Well, it's tanked 3 times. So every time that it tanked, it took a long time to rebuild. So you didn't have any Bitcoin because your money investment went bye-bye. So what do you mean? You think because it rebounds and goes back up every 5 years, that matters? So what that makes no sense. So you just lost everything. These people will say, this is how much lies Freemasons tell. They'll say they invested their entire life inheritance and life savings into Bitcoin. Then it tanks, and then they still act like, oh, we got reserve money. No, you don't. You just lied. You just said that you put all your money into Bitcoin. Facts. And then it tanked. And then they'll act like, oh, it's a solid investment 6 years later because, oh, it rebounded a couple of them. Boys, stop it. Y'all boys is broke. Y'all Masons been broke. Anybody investing in Bitcoin, you're broke. You've been broke. Bitcoin is not a solid investment. I study stock markets for a living, bro. I'm in the middle of a stock summit in Las Vegas worth 70,000 shares of AppHarvest. Get up out my face, bro. I've been investing every dime I worked for the past 4 or 5 years. I invested into that stock. What are you talking about? And who is you talking to? People are funny, bro. Let me catch up to this. That's exactly what they would say, though. They deny reality right in front of your face, and then they use the corrupt courtrooms because they hold meetings at night in red robes with all these corrupt departments and corrupt cops and all the corrupt, right, which is your government, your mayors, your DAs. Like, that's just like the Batman movie, right? When they sit at the bar, they send the girl in with the contacts as the cameras, and they sit down in the bar and they say, that's half the DA's office. Right, because the DA's offices are all corrupt. This is what I had to learn the hard way. I don't want people to go through what I went through. I want people to wake up and smell corruption. I want people to wake up and see that people are some slimy greaseball cowards, that people have issues and chips on their shoulder, and they're not man enough to stand up and face the person that they want to talk smack behind their back like a sniveling coward. That's the country you live in, a joke. And all of you are a joke. And I'm calling you out every day, and I'm going to every single day. If people want to act like we're in a different environment, like we in prison and jail, when we free, and that's what they have people doing online, cool, then let's act like it. Because I'm coming on here to press folks every day. I'm coming on here to press you and press the issue every single day. Because it's inexcusable. People who are men and women When they feel some way, they don't talk behind people's back. They say it to somebody's face. That's grade school stuff, bro. Y'all people need to grow up, man. Y'all adults, homie. Feel me? It's unbelievable. So when people want to say my name and talk about me, I've been realer than Tupac my entire life. I'm as real as it gets. How you gonna say something about me that ain't true when I stand on business? Anyone who ever spoke my name, I showed up in front of their face. What's up? Who you talking about? Fools don't talk to me crazy. People talk to me with respect. I don't care where I'm at. I don't care if I'm in your building. I don't care if I'm in your little mincy joke of a corporation. I don't care if I'm in a corrupt department. I've done G-check folks everywhere. Went in their own department and G-checked them. Said, don't ever have my name in your mouth. It's different. Folks move different. Y'all folks is weird. You understand? You want to talk about Chicago dudes, these Chirac savages. All them Chirac savages, little Reese couldn't even control his bowels. His pants was dirty because he got shook and scared because some little homies was chasing him. Oh, boys is soft. When I was in Green Bay working, like I said, I was doing dish at all these restaurants. I worked at Longhorn Steakhouse. I carried every restaurant on my back. Dave and Buster's, all right there in Oneida, where I had like multiple police standoffs by myself, just me and my hands, and back down the entire force. Happened about 3-4 times. Won every time. Victorious as hell. Laughing at him, telling him everything in the book. Couldn't do nothing with me because I'm a man and I got God behind me. Back down the entire force. You don't remember they were targeting me? I'm walking on Oneida, minding my business. They pulling up. So I'm like, okay, what's up? Like, you just going to pull up? You're just going to target me because, oh, I'm on a live stream? Oh, I'm talking. Oh, we don't have freedom of speech? Yeah, I can say whatever I want, actually. Yeah, I can be aggressive. Actually, what do you mean? See, these people, they want to control your freedom of speech. They want to get rid of your civil liberties. So what they do is they target folks like me, just like they targeted Tupac. This is the CIA is who took out Tupac and Biggie. So people don't understand, you got to stand up to this system of these coward Masons. You cannot sit here and talk to me about more money when you're not involved in the only conflict that's ever gone on in this world between good and evil. You ain't talking about nothing. We making money balling out of control this entire time. We making checks on here now. I'm turning words into money and I run the streets. I run everything coast to coast. I have more power than any man walking this planet. Like they said about Frank Lucas, Frank Lucas is the most dangerous man walking the streets. Tyree Sneed really is that, and all legally. I follow the law with everything I do. That's why I'm willing to struggle, because I make my money legally. I don't break the law, because if you do, you're going to give them an excuse. See the point? There's a reason for everything I do. And I'm a very, 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 very smart. I'm a genius. So people underestimate me. You understand? That's why these people, their mission was, oh, let's paint him like he's crazy so we can dismiss him. Let's do anything to get him out of the picture. They couldn't get me out of the picture. Tried everything. You organized a drive-by up there when I was living in the basement in Green Bay, correct? Come on, bro. And you missed me. Yeah, they missed. And I'm not saying it was them who did it. They sent other people to do it, but I know that they had everything to do, the corrupt ones, with organizing it. I know that for a fact. How do I know? Because Jennifer Benish is who had everything to do with it. And I know for a fact she's allegedly who did it. She put an active you-know-what on me, and she was looking at the house trying to figure out the address when she went over there, right? To what? Because she had evil intentions. And she said that she had a cousin who was on the corrupt force there before. And that's what she kept alluding to, because she was admitting, without knowing it, she was telling on herself that she had corrupt connections and that Green Bay PD was completely corrupt. So that's why they sent that little 3-foot-tall clown ant officer with the fake sunglasses to say, well, whatever you're doing, it's not working. They were sitting there acting like they were arresting me for nothing. I said, you want to see the bank account? Because it is working. See, I'm a gangster. My story is real. It's like the Frank Lucas story. I never back down to none of these folks. When Frank Lucas is talking to that corrupt, dirty CIA agent or whatever in that street, you remember how he talks to him? That's how I talk to folks. I'm living the real thing. You gotta remember, these people here have to target me and try to take half of everything I own, and I still got basically everything and liquidated that property, 50 acres. They kept pushing the court bait back for over a year and a half, 2 years. They wanted to keep doing it for 2 years. I said, I'm not waiting on you. I got to go save my property and work. I went and lived in a shelter, worked every day, 6 in the morning, and saved my 50-acre property and sold it for $100,000. I will not take an L because of a corrupt system. I had to learn the hard way that that system is a joke and everyone in it is a joke. Those were the people who always had a chip on their shoulder towards me too, like that pro bono lawyer down there. I G-checked him. I told him reality and what it is. Like, it is what it is. Let me catch up here. Corcoran State Prison is in California. He moved to Miami from Cali. Why would he go across the map like that unless he's fake and fugazi and he's running from people and running from something? Just something you should think about. If he was in, you said he's in Corcoran State Prison in California. He moved to Miami from Cali. He's running from gang members. That's what Wes Watson is doing. He's scared. He's shook. He's probably in fear for his you know what. He's ducking gang members actively. They might have put you know what I'm saying. Them gang members is on him from prison. He's trying to get away from Cali because he couldn't hold his own in the prison. There's something going on with that. I'm just letting you know with what you're telling me. I don't know what that means, bro. See, these people, they have no game. I've already caught many a joker, brother. Already caught many a joker and already handled my business right in front of your face. We've been G-checking jokers this whole time, making them cry. Real talk. I'm not kidding. The jokers are the agents that these folks paid off. Like I said, I already ran one out this neighborhood and he lost both his jobs. You don't just lose with me, then you get karma from God and you end up, losing everything. Laughing at him. How you like that, Four Eyes? See what I'm saying? Here I am winning, right? Can you imagine saying that to so-called wannabe enemies that you don't even know and had nothing against? They chose this. All their own. All these people, these are other people's actions, not mine. I didn't ask for none of this. I tried to be cool with all of them. Try to be nothing but nice. What is Megan's Law? That's in it. What is that? The only thing about Nipsey is Cowboy from his hood that is on Megan's Law for bad chart. What is that? Can you explain what you're saying there and elaborate? I don't understand what Megan's Law is or what you're saying. Cowboy, it was an inside job, man. Cowboy sacrificed Nip just like I think other people did. Because that's what these people have to do. You understand? These people have to go after the top dog. That's why I was a target. You understand? That's why I would always be a target, but I'm impossible to target now. I'm untouchable. That's what folks don't get. And I didn't sell my soul. The one thing I'm not going to let anybody ever do is lie on my name and say that I was a Mason or I sold my soul, because it's obvious I'm not, because I have nothing to do with them. I can't stand any of them. I'm just a normal guy. I'm just me. I'm a cowboy. My family was all cowboys. We built this state and built this country. I would never have to work with no one else. I run everything. So I'm so adamant about how I build everything in front of your face. It's a lot harder to build when you have corruption and everybody targeting you and coming at you and doing illegal things and making it hard for you to think, focus, right? It's hard to go through gang stalking like I am. That's why I want people to understand that if someone like me, this is what God said he's using me as an example of. If someone like me can scratch my way through the mud out of hell and come back and win, which I've already done and I'll continue to do in front of your face, if somebody can make it like me, then anybody can. That's the point. Then more people like me can come forward and stop living in fear or hiding. That's what the point is. And to get people to stand up for themselves. You understand? It's very simple, man. It's not a difficult concept, but people act like they have some issue regarding it or understanding or processing it when it's not difficult. You know what I mean? You see what their agenda is, right? You see the names that they want to use here. You see what they're doing in this chat, because those are low grade Freemasons with no power, and they're just, being sent to try to distract and detract from the message, and they can't. So that's facts about Black Sam. He's just using the situation. Right. They all do. They're all opportunists. He's just using Nipsey Hussle's loss so that he can have a free restaurant, because I'm sure they just gave it to him free. He didn't have to pay for it. He didn't work for it. It's a fact. He just gets to sit there and flip burgers, and he wanted to act fake mad, right, for fake attention and accolades, when Black Sam is a nerd. He's a Four Eyes, and he's not tough, and he's built like a skewered shrimp. I mean, what? So he wants to act Billy Tough Guy all of a sudden. Nobody even knew who this dude was. When Nip was around, we never heard about him. He's a nobody. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. And I mean, Nipsey Hussle was never a huge deal. Nipsey Hussle was just backed by the feds. So then they started giving him publicity. That's like, if I was in their position and I had sold my soul, you think I wouldn't have been backed by the feds by now? I'd be a much bigger deal, but I don't care about that. Why would I want fame when I can acquire fame on my own and my soul is priceless. I would never sell my soul. That's the one thing God told me you never do. You never give your soul to anyone. That's craziness, bro. Like, do you understand? Do you understand when they send these boys to the military, when they do this crazy stuff to people in other countries, innocent people, they doing stuff to all sorts of people, right? When they do that, it stains your soul. That's Batman's number one rule. I never want to do that. Never. You know exactly what I'm saying. That's the one rule I don't violate. You know what I mean? At least not intentionally, because that stains your soul, bro. Now, if you're defending yourself and things just go wrong and go haywire because it got ugly, that's one thing. God will forgive that because you trying to defend yourself. It's unintentional. You just trying to fight back, right? You got to defend your life. But if you do that intentionally in the military or anything, yeah, you going to hell. You going to hell. You ain't gonna go to heaven. You ain't going to win. I mean, you could beg for forgiveness and mercy, but it doesn't really work like that. Not like that. Not if you knew what you was doing. That's why I don't have respect for people in the military. See, people in this country, they want to brainwash you. Oh, you're gonna respect them. You're not gonna do nothing. Nobody respects you. Nobody respects you. Nobody respects these fake biker gangs. Them biker gang members, even down here, the ones who ride the motorcycles, they all look at me gawking. They'll drive by staring, like, not in a bad way. They just look like, wow, that's Batman, bro. Like, and on they got the banditos. The banditos wanted to defend me and roll with me in Austin, and then I backed some of them down because I couldn't stand them. They work right in the bars or they're always in the bars I work security at. They know who I am. Like, they stay out of my way. They don't give me any problems. They don't run their mouth at me. They run their mouth to other folks. I've had folks on 6th Street literally hit me up on Messenger and stuff and talk about, yo, I need your help. This bike gang just told me this crazy stuff, whatever they want to do to me. And I'm like, okay, like, what do you want me to say? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just go out there and talk and whatever, but like, people generally leave me alone and stay out my way. People know about me enough to give me my space, and what I say goes. People don't mess with me. That's not reality. See, people want to live in an alternate reality. They want to escape the reality of everything I've accomplished and where I'm at in life and what I did. People give me my space. People don't have a choice. Nobody talks to me crazy, not in person. Online, that's one thing because people hide and there's nothing I can do about it. In my face, people respect me. People are scared, you know what list. They're terrified of me. People don't play with me. I've done too much. I have too many stripes in the street. I've done way too much. And it grows every day. That's the thing. My career is being an enforcer. Your career, whoever you all are, is working a 9 to 5 and being a wage slave. My career is to use these hands and be an enforcer and take over the streets and come up against criminals, raw, thugs, whoever, and win. We're not built the same. We're different. That's the thing. I've evened the playing field completely where anyone with a problem with me, they can see me in the street. You don't got to do all this jaw jacking online. They can see me in the street, and you see folks don't want to do that. It's the same thing with the system. The system tried to get me in the street. I sat everybody down on that you know what and sent them back to them, right? And they couldn't play with me in the street. So then they had to try to use the legal system, go behind my back, claim fake stuff, right? Remember? They tried to claim a fake common law. I had to provide documentation. Well, why would I have to do that? You knew you was lying. But either way, I exposed y'all as liars, all right? Then they're corrupt. Don't tell me they ain't. They lying, trying to take money from people, trying to take half of everything I own. When they took my Porsche for a joyride, that's not crazy corruption? What? But the same folks be right in front of my face, driving around, following me, shining their lights at night when I was on my scooter, remember? See, folks is funny. Folks want to forget and have amnesia. I don't. I remember everything. I'm like an elephant. And all I do is take notes. When people say something to me I don't like, I don't put up with it. See what I'm saying? We all just different. I'm really different. You feel me? I'm a whole nother animal. All I do is take notes and pay attention. You understand? The one thing I don't do is let nothing go or let nothing slide. I don't care who you are. Feel me? That's the difference. We're not the same. Like I said, some people are regular civilians. Some people are thugs. We ain't all built equally. That's the truth. God didn't make us all equal. Now, why do you think God protects me so much and divinely protects me? Come on, bro. People can say what they want, just not about me, because I stood up to all y'all by myself. I'm not like you other little civilians who you scared of a jail cell. You scared to stand up for yourself. You scared to not eat for a while. You scared to go through the. I'm not scared of nothing. That's why when these people typing, what is you talking about? Y'all tried everything. None of it worked. I eat every day, bro. What? I'm gonna make sure I do. I'm gonna do my best to. Like I said, I'm just trying to make it to my check. The minute I get my $181 and some change, around my birthday, you already know I'm eating. I'm straight, bro. Once I get to that point, right now we need donation. See what I'm saying? But we eating. Always. What are you talking about? There ain't never been a time that I struggled like that. What are you talking about? See, that's what I'm saying. They want to say things. Oh, lies are gonna do something with me. Hell, you got me confused. Megan's Law is a list. Okay. Oh, did he? Huh. Okay. That makes a lot of sense because I knew Cowboy was false flag in day one anyway. Yeah, like I said, that's what he is. That's what they use. They use pedophiles and dudes like that. Those are always who the devil uses. Look at Takashi 6ix9ine. So who do the feds really worship? The devil. Who backs Takashi 6ix9ine? Satan and the feds? He was driving around in a van, an unmarked van. That's the feds, bro. The feds are playing with y'all people and you don't do nothing about it. I'm the only one who stands up to them every day and makes these videos and calls them out because they all hide and they're all cowards, right? Yeah, the feds, I think they followed me too in Austin and stuff. I seen unmarked vehicles. Remember I told y'all when I was doing my live streams? Got random people, random folks at one. I was at one gas station out there in Austin. I'm trying to get a pizza in the morning. I've been walking all night. I got nowhere to go. And they target me and pay attention and look at, okay, that's him. Let's see where he's going. Let's see what he's doing. They had some random dude. He was like some fake worker out there. And the dude really messed up, like for real. And like, I mean, it is what it is. Like, I mean, you have to understand when you're in my position, you have to keep you cool sometimes, and when it's little stuff, you got to let that slide. You have to. I mean, you could let someone know, like I told him what's up. I told him reality. I put him in his place, but that's all you can do because they want a response because they want to lock you up. See the point? See, people just have to be smart. You have to start learning self-preservation. They cannot move on you unless you allow them to. It's impossible. They can't just show up and say, oh, you're doing something you're not. No, they can't. False reports, the person who made them has to go to prison. That's what y'all don't understand. Then people don't know what they're doing. They don't know their job. All that type of stuff, like I said, we don't talk to none of you. Talk to my lawyer, and literally, I'm going to film everything, get every one of you on camera, get every single piece of information, badge number, name, and each one of you will lose your job and go to prison. You ever do that again. You can't do that. If a person makes a false report, the way the law works in this country is the person who made the false report goes to jail that night. You cannot do that. And no, it's easy to find out because you received the phone call. I don't care what number they called in. Don't give me a line of garbage. Doesn't matter. You heard the number. You heard the phone call. All you got to do is let me listen to the voice. I'll ID them for you. You go make the arrest. It takes one phone call to their county and they get arrested. Either do your job or get up out my face. That's why I don't talk to folks no more because there's nothing to talk about because they all refuse to do their job. They slow. If you slow, that's cool. Get up out my face. Don't act like I'm upset because my brain works quicker than yours and I'm moving fast and saying, hey, let's get this done. Boom, bada bing, let's get them arrested. If you can't do that, that's fine. If you don't want to do your job, like I said, that's why you invented Batman and now I do your job for you, just like I did in the past. You understand? No, I did a 45-day bid for doing your job for you. I lost my last job for doing you a favor. You people ain't come up on no money. You ain't pay me nothing. You owe me money. All that money, all them wages that I ain't got this whole time because I couldn't work because of you little punks, you owe me that money. And the court's going to make sure you pay me. See, folks is fugazi. Folks is fake. Folks don't know what they're doing at any time. People are silly, man. People want to play around like it's a sandbox and it's all good. We're all friends, but then y'all want to be real serious and weird when you want. It don't work like that. See, I don't play no games. That's why I don't do no talking with nobody. You talk to my lawyer. Straight up. Oh, who's your lawyer? Don't worry about it. None of your business. We ain't talking to none of you. There's no talking involved anymore. For what? Talk to what? To people who lie, who make no sense, who break the law every which way but sundown or refuse to do their job? Who are you? What gives you the right in my country to do that? None. You have no jurisdiction. Get up on my face. We operate above the feds. You're my inferior. Goodbye. Real talk. I'm your superior now. See, that's reality. See, folks want to play around and play games until you get serious with them and remind them reality of who they work for. You work off my tax dollars. You do what I tell you, boy. That's how it works. And that's the mentality every American citizen should have. If you don't have the mentality, there's something wrong with you. Because these folks is a joke. They don't scare anybody. What are they going to do? What are they going to do? If you get enough Americans to stand up and make a stand the right way, right? I mean, how can you lose? You see, they won't even let people protest. You saw what the corrupt department in Florida told people they were going to do to them just for peaceful protesting. You did see that they took a loss, right? You saw that, right? My phone is charged. You saw that they took a loss, right? Because of the corrupt ones, because, oh, they got itchy fingers. Y'all better wake up, man. I'm just telling you, bro, you better wake up and realize what country you in and what's happening. If they want to turn this all into a military police state, and we ain't gonna let it happen. It ain't happening. Period. And you fools don't scare anybody. It's just a bunch of fat boys that want to make fake advances and run their mouth and write checks they can't cash. That's all. It's a bunch of fools that eat donuts and ain't about nothing and got no power. That's reality. Nah, I'm a true revolutionary. Make sure when you mention my name, you scared and shook and put some respect on it. I'm worse than Malcolm X 8,000 times. Nah, I'm not a name that people speak. So, like I said, remember, I'm a true revolutionary. I represent my cause for real, homeboy. See, everybody else is just talking, yapping. See what I'm saying? Yeah, see, people, that's not their job. Their job is not to worry about innocent folks and what they doing. Their job, they don't have a right to just police folks that they want and tell them what to do. That's not how it works. You're not anybody's superior. What are you talking about? Get up out of here. Feel what I'm saying? That's what's funny about folks, bro. When you dealing with people like that and cowards, like that's all cute. Like I said, they don't play them games with me. Nobody, bro. They never will. Trust me on that. Ain't nobody gonna play with me. So, like I said, at the end of the day, I mean, I'm gonna talk about the Maserati Fox incident right now. Hold up. Oh, that's good. Maserati Fox, right? Was he was a rapper up in New York, right? I think he was like in Manhattan and stuff like that. He claimed he was signed to G Unit with Curtis Jackson, 50 Cent. The feds came in. This is how sick and evil the feds are. The feds came in. There's a rapper named Domination. He was a fake street dude. Rick Ross at the time had a movement called Feed the Wolves Entertainment or something like that. Feed the Wolves. Literally, the name says it all, right? And this is the thing. Rick Ross was a CO informant before he became a rapper, right? So he was already a corrupt one. That's what he was. He was a corrupt, crooked cop. Starting to notice the trend? That system breeds corruption and then tries to brag about it and glorify it. Rick Ross took his name from a real dealer. He was never a street dude. He was always a joke. And then when 50 Cent makes a diss track, that's fine. But I mean, you're a snitch too. 50 Cent is a government snitch on paper. He's backed by the feds. He stole company secrets from Sleek Audio. He ran and he literally lost to Black Child. Black Child did something to him in the dark in that studio, right? We all know what it was if you do your research. And he actually did file for an order of protection. And then he went on a track and lied about it. 50 Cent is a liar and a snitch. 50 Cent never owned Mike Tyson mansion. 50 Cent occupied Mike Tyson's mansion. Mike Tyson never owned Mike Tyson's mansion. Mike Tyson occupied Mike Tyson's mansion. Freemasons are not allowed ownership. Every one of your celebrities is poor and broke. That's the reality. Your government is out of control. You understand? Your government is a system based off of masonry. The reason that the Rockefellers, right, if they claim they're rich, the Rockefellers aren't rich, they're demonically possessed. They're human vessels that are inhabited by demonic spirits because the demonic realm is real. That's what this tattoo right here means, what I devoted my life to, studying Illuminati, because you have to study your enemy to defeat your enemy, right? This is why I'm untouchable. This is why they can't move me. That's tattoo right there means I'm a warrior for God. I'm a warrior for God. Yeah, I'm not a contractor. I'm not a plumber. I'm not Aaron the plumber. I'm not just a cook and a chef. I can be a chef and cook, but I'm not a wage slave. I'm a warrior for God. Freemasons can't tell me nothing. You can't play with a warrior for God. See, that's the difference. Me, I don't talk and run my mouth. I'm a warrior for God. What? And if you look at it, what it is it's the Ra, Set, Horus, Seti, right? Which they say is the sun god. I don't know if that's the devil or not. I've been confused about that for a while at this point. But point is, it's the sun god. That's the eye of the sun god. I believe it's the eye of a serpent and a snake because I think it symbolizes the reptilians that are trying to run this world and are who destroyed Tartaria and trying to rewrite our civilization and history as we know it and trying to control us because they're feeding off of us and they're getting weak and they need us to survive. But in the same token, they're trying to control us and we're supposed to stand up and defeat them. If you look at it, you have the Nile River, you have the sun behind it, and then you have like crowns for the north and south of Egypt, like king and queen, right? There's a bunch of symbolism in it, right? And it's the tattoo that the dude has from the Mummy movie. And that's what he tells him. He tells him, "Where'd you get that mark on you?" And he has it just like right there on the forearm. And he says, "I got it slapped on me back in Cairo." And he says, that mark means you're a warrior for God. You understand? See, people who know these things, if they see that mark, they're going to be scared or they're going to be concerned or they're going to know the truth and be like, dude, that's a real warrior for God. Warriors for God don't play. Warriors for God don't do no talking. Warriors for God get busy. See the difference? That's why I'm always talking the way I'm talking. That's why you always see me with a lot of energy because I'm on 24/7. I'm open 24/7 like a 7-Eleven. I'm done talking. Yeah. You feel me? So some folks talk, some people demonstrate. That's the difference. My job is to demonstrate now. I'm an enforcer. I don't have to ask permission. I could care less who like what I say or how I'm saying it. What you gonna do about it? I'm an enforcer for a career. I didn't have a choice. The only way that I can provide for my people, for my family, the only way that I can do things is to be myself and be an enforcer. When I come up against these fools in the street, you criminals, whoever, the corrupt, whatever, when I take stripes, I win, I get paid. I have nothing but momentum and motivation to win. I am a force. I'm not on here talking. I run the streets. The crime rate's lowered in Brownsville because of me. I'm the Brownsville Batman. You people are fake. You understand? These incidents and things that go down, they only go down when Batman's not around. That's a fact. When I'm around, everything is perfectly fine. Everywhere I go. That's a fact. I can't be in two places at once. He said that in the movie. I don't have a responsibility. I don't owe anybody anything. I do this off the strength of God, off of goodwill towards people, to help people, right? So, like I said, he said, and I'm gonna look that up because that's pretty interesting. That Megan's Law thing, I never heard about that, but I'm glad you exposed that. That Cowboy did that because if that's true, and I know it is, so Cowboy is a pedophile, right? That's who the system recruits. That's who the devil recruits. So, like Tupac said, fear got stronger than love. And the devil used Cowboy, who had addictive behaviors. Clearly, you can see that he's a crackhead and an addict. Taking one look at him, and used the addict. And what happened? The devil was able to get to Nipsey, treated Nipsey like worse than a dog, and he what happened. I mean, no, I feel very sorry for him. The reason I spoke when it happened immediately though was to check all these so-called fans. I have something against you. See, I have something against unrighteous people that show fake outrage and pretend you care. You don't care about him. You don't care about him today. You understand? You know, everything for him was honestly pretty much a joke. He was another young man who was aspiring to be successful, aspiring to be something. See, the truth in this country is that success is what? The devil's secret. Success doesn't exist. It never existed. That's the point of this world. See, my success, I attained it myself. It's not about anything you're talking about. It ain't about deeds. It ain't about names. It ain't about nothing. It's about having what I own, owning what I own, and having access to all the beautiful things that money can buy. That's financial success. And real success is happiness and through God building me and my strength every day. I have success financially. I own everything. I've paid cash for all of this. I built all this with my own money, with my own cash and hard work. That's why would I let anyone say otherwise? So when people get online and they keep repeating little statements and trying to make remarks they know aren't true, it's because they're upset and their life is miserable and they mad because my life is beautiful. That's all it means. Like I said, they paid off that dude at that corner store, lost me my job, right? All this nonsense, did nothing but propel me to stardom. The same dude that acted like he fake fired me, he made a false report and a call on me when I walked down that street. I walked down every single day basically in front of y'all as Batman. Remember that? I think it's on a live stream. I'll have records for it to show the attorney. So he's definitely going to prison. He's on a federal indictment. Did they do their job and arrest him for that false call? No, he called. He said I was sitting in the grass when I was actively walking, and I told the guy, dude, I'm going to get groceries. I'm walking every day. So what are you doing right now? Because your job, it's illegal for you to be bothering me like this. So what are you doing? And they're asking, oh, are you okay? No, I'm not okay. I mean, look at what you're doing. And y'all sent a brother too, like there's any brothers in Brownsville. Let's get real. They don't come down here because of the civil, you know what that happened. And trust me, I'm really not scared of them. Like, trust me. So, that's what they did. They sent a brother because I was talking about Batman being white or something at the time, as if they were making a statement or something. I don't know, there's a bunch of weirdo stuff. And like I said, I mean, he couldn't do anything. I was doing everything right, wasn't doing anything wrong. You don't have a right to do that. See, that's the thing. It's been a nonstop thing for years. Like they literally have just appeared, popped up in front of me. Like, yeah, you can't do that. You can't just start acting like droopy and not expect to lose your job and go to prison. So the next time, if that ever happens again, because it should all be over with and done now and should not be going on, and it hasn't been. If that happens again and people start that again, I'm writing everything down and I'm filming everything. It will all be on camera. I'm getting badge numbers. I'm getting names. I'm turning them into a lawyer. You'll be federally indicted. You'll be going to prison and you'll lose your job immediately. That's guaranteed. I don't have to say nothing to you. I don't got to talk. I won't participate in nothing. I'm not agreeing to nothing. You will get out my face. I'm talking to my lawyer. You will not speak to me, because that's what happens when you have someone who's been gang stalked for over 20 years and you refuse to do your job. See, it's not normal. It's not okay. See, this is the thing. They want to know, oh, it's okay. Right. Like that corrupt lawyer here who's a lawyer, and Judge Bellamy tried to tell me when I told you the officer, right, was actually touching and did something that illegal towards me, to a grown man. And he said, he's just being a you know what, whatever. I said, that makes no sense. I said, well, I want that you know what locked up. He refused to take my case, didn't do nothing about it. Okay, so your judge and lawyer Bellamy is corrupt, right? Just like Gus Elizondo's corrupt, just like Sam's corrupt, just like they tried to send Sam, right? Listen, you could type whatever, bro. I don't got time for that. I'm gonna step out of the chat. So see, they start typing stuff on a fake account talking about a we. There's no we, sister. You just have no identity. So you don't have a voice. There's no we. You're not a commission, you're not an organization, you're not able to offer any real statements, you're not an agency. Please be quiet. Okay, that's all. So like I said, when they do stuff like that, like I said, that's not an answer. I don't have conversations with people who are scared, hiding behind computers and phones, talking on fake accounts. You're well aware of that. See, I have an answer. There is an answer for your nonsense. There is always an answer. I don't have to take it. I don't have to be patient. You just got your answer. There you go. Learn how to hold your L like Tone Space. Who for real? See, you will never stop my money. See, you're a coward. You're a greaseball. You're hiding behind a screen. I'm not. Right, because you want to act like it's cute, like it's funny to be a coward. You should get some shame. Go to the shame store. Maybe you can purchase some shame. Because I'm here running a company, a 5-star company at that, top of the line. There's no company better than mine. My record label has outdone every major label financially. You see, when you come here, I'm a serious dude. I spread intellect, I spread knowledge and information to the public. I put my life on the line to do what I do in my career. There's nothing funny here. We're not joking around. You're in the wrong building. You need to leave. See what I'm saying? That's simple. Now, you can't just be here and keep coming back. That's illegal. See what I'm saying? The things that they project, that they try to lie on my name and say I'm doing things that I'm not, they actively do every day. But I don't do none of those things. Why would I have to? Bro, I keep it moving, man. I do what I need to do. I move. I get what I need done. Like I said, I talk to people. I do what I want, but I can do whatever I want, and I'm going to continue to. Like, that's the thing. When people start acting like, oh, you're not human. Oh, you can't do this. Oh, you can't sit down for 2 seconds. Yes, I can. That's not what you're saying, and I can do that all I want. No, I can have a seat, bro. I'm tired, man. I'm in the heat all day. Like, y'all are funny, bro. Y'all miss me, bro. That's why I don't put up with that. I don't put up with any treatment like that, bro. I'm a human being. You're going to treat me humanely and everybody else. And if you want to make an issue of it, be my guest, because you're going to lose. Not only are you going to lose, but you're going to get a lawsuit. A direct lawsuit on top of the federal lawsuit. Then you're probably going to look at a federal indictment working with the red triangles or just being inhumane towards me, a public figure. People can't play with me. That's a no-no. So like I said, when you speak, don't do it on a fake account. Come forward. I want your full legal name in that chat right now. Provide full legal name. I want all your information. If you want to say that you're not a coward and you have so much to say, stand on it. Provide your address too, so that I can make sure that you're arrested right now. See, this is the thing. People want to play these games on here, but it's impossible to play. No. And the way that these rules are set up and all these buttons and everything, it's set up for exactly that. That's why we have laws in place. Sister, see, you can't be immature. It doesn't work in this world because there's laws that have to be enforced. That the job of these corrupt agencies is to enforce law. If they don't want to do their job, that's perfectly fine. Batman will do their job for them. 100%. Yes. No, there's no choice to enforce law. You don't get to pick and choose and twist the law and change it to what you want. That's like me saying, "Oh, I work at McDonald's now, and now your McDouble price is $13. I'll get fired immediately." You can't do that. I'd go to jail if I did that. They just arrested a TikToker for doing that. TikToker posted up in front of In-N-Out Burgers, lied about the prices to clients. In-N-Out Burger is now filing a lawsuit on him, and he's going to prison. I think he's already in prison. Like his whole fake career of trying to be a prankster is over with. Every one of these folks has been getting their karma. What do you mean? There's tons of criminals, tons of so-called women driving around drunk every day, getting arrested on DWIs, DUIs. You saw what happened to 4Extra to his little hand. That, you know, I mean, come on, bro. Then they're talking about, yeah, Lena or whoever in Adam 20. Yeah, Lena, you know what Lena is. Lena is like real life is not in cyberspace. Tone Space is fake girlfriend. She's the neighborhood village bike. That's who Lena is. Lena is a wannabe Instagram model who don't look that good. That's who Lena is. Lena is a complete joke that is just a palm puppet, and Adam 22 doesn't prefer women. If that was a secret, I give up. See, now you're in my house. Now you're in my business. Now you play my game. See, I told you this is my business. I can say whatever I want to do whatever I want when I'm on this camera. You're in my business. I run my business how I want. I dress how I want. I wear what I want. I talk how I want. I say what I want. I'll eat what I want. I'll drink what I want. Smoke by myself. Drink by myself. Blah 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 blah. Self for real. Blah blah goddamn self for real. I got to do what I want because I'm a boss. See, this is why you didn't want me live streaming, right? Because you knew I can live stream for hours. I could live stream all night and sit right here and talk to y'all, and I'm gonna get paid every little red cent for every time that I put into this. Oh, you thought Rob Wack was gonna be the only one doing that? Rob Wack doesn't have a monetized channel. What he's wasting the time for? Still ain't got the watch hours, huh, brother? Groovy Jimmy ain't monetized. He's a liar. You bought your subs in your fuse. You're fake. Be quiet. You got trolls over there. That's a bunch of troll. That's a troll bonanza. That's nonsense. You're not monetized on either channel, trying to act like they ahead of the game, like they got two channels. How all these people act like they ahead of me, but they complaining and trying to stop me from getting paid? How that makes sense? If you was getting paid, you wouldn't be worried about my money. And actually they would, because they hate that much. That's all they know how to do. Ain't none of y'all folks getting paid on here. For what? How you gonna have two channels almost monetized or monetized like because the rules are easier? Like, nah, bro, you ain't got no two channels monetized. Boy, stop it. And I got channels that I'm able to get up over 500 subs if that's the new ruling because they made it easier on you. I came up hard. I came up, the ruling was you got to have over 1,000 subs. What's up with Charles Walford too and Shelley Walford? They kind of getting on my nerves. I'm gonna be real, like they good people and all, they cool, but I mean, how long does it take to have a conversation? I literally just invited you over here again. They ain't that busy. I mean, I get tired of all this everybody acting like they busy and they can't talk stuff, bro. Y'all people is not busy, bro. Like, get on your job, bro. Like, we should have been talking, bro. They can come pick me up out here literally, and I'll go help them build all that stuff they talking about, right? All I need is help with eating and getting by, and that's it. Like, I'll go on a little field trip with them. We can live stream. We can do the road trips with them. Like, I just hope that they're safe drivers. That's all I hope. I don't want to get caught up in no stuff with them being in that vehicle. But like, I'll help him, bro. We could work together. We'll do content together. He likes martial arts. I do martial arts. It's a match made in heaven for right now. Y'all don't get it. I could travel. I could do what I want. I'll tell you one thing. I don't want to be caught out there in New Mexico, trapped like that with nowhere to go with them people trying to track me. I know who you got stationed out there. You got that Flock dude, Flock Legend out there. Like, I ain't worried about him, but I'm also not. I'm smart. Flock Legend, he looking at a federal indictment too. Oh yeah, I got to add his name to the list, to the federal indictment list. Yeah, Flock Legend was out there in New Mexico. He was out there in Albuquerque. See, I'm too smart, bro. I'm just saying I would never put myself in a position for fake so-called enemies to pretend they're gonna move on me and try to catch me slipping. I'm too smart for that. See, I understand these Mason agents. They got Mason agents stationed all around this country. I'm Jason Bourne. I'm the real thing. I'm just Jason Bourne doing it in front of your face. Yeah. That's real macho. I ain't running around hiding and ducking behind bushes and buildings. I'm living in my home, calling all y'all out, calling out the entire government, saying you're all corrupt, you're all a joke, right? And then I'm an enforcer every day in the street. Like I said, all this stuff talking about here, this has nothing to do with nothing, bro. Like I said, I'm an enforcer every day in the street. People got no excuse. You know what I mean? Nah, the street is where if people want to act some way, you want to act tough, whatever, you want to act tough, Billy, that's the place to do it at where I work at. You know what I mean? No, I don't play no games at where I live. That's common sense. Nobody should. What are you talking about? Like, no, I'm going to defend my household. Always. This is my land. I paid cash for it. Are you crazy? Are you insane? Oh, wait, these people are. Feel what I'm saying? So, like I said, moving forward, I mean, folks just can't mess with me, man. People ain't talking about nothing, bro. Like I said, what's up now? Huh? What's up to the Rob Wax? You want to talk about join a panel and click the link? Why don't you click the link, boy? Because you running. I addressed you direct, man. I told you what it is in reality, bro. Your karma is happening every day, bro. Yeah. All that stuff, everything you go through is your karma, just like 4Extra, just like all of them. Shout out to Aaron the plumber, by the way, because I think he's kind of all right. I think he's a little different than him, and he got Whack 100. I think he got him locked up. I think they put out a warrant for Whack 100's arrest because he was issuing illegal statements towards Aaron the plumber on the phone. I watched the video of him doing it because he was coming undone at the seams because he's a federal informant. Notice the same trend. They take federal informants and they have them issue illegal statements towards real gangsters like me. I'm not saying Aaron the plumber is a real gangster, but I think he's a more real, normal, wannabe tough guy. He's not that good, you know, in martial arts, but he's a more real dude. And that's what they do. They send an informant like Whack 100 to act and play tough, to antagonize, and then you hear what he's saying, issuing illegal statements. Why? Because Whack 100 is confident because he's working with corrupt cops. I figured out the game in this country. I'm just telling you the truth. I've decoded the matrix. The matrix is that all these dudes that act like they're tough, they're actually snitches that work for these corrupt departments. They're working off plea bargains and plea deals and stuff. They're already modern day slavery. They don't have a choice. They're not even free. They have to do what they're told. Whack 100 is a coward, bro. He got handled by that one dude. Y'all remember that? Talking about, we got to get in. We got to get down. Well, the boy already got down with you. The security went and touched Whack 100. They already got with that boy. Literally, he's like, ah, not meow. He was crying. Oh, what? Bro, you're like 3 feet tall. Whack 100 is a little dude. Like, he can't pull them antics with me. I promise you that, bro. Y'all see my martial arts videos of Whack 100, bro? He's weak compared to me. Like, I could pick Whack 100 up probably. Do y'all realize that? I could probably pick Whack 100 up, like pick him up in the air. Like, for real, bro. That's how strong I am. Y'all is crazy, bro. Oh, that stuff is good. So, I think I'm about done here for now. But like I said, there's a link right there. I want to talk to Charles Walford. I want to talk to Shelly Walford. I have no interest in talking to Rob Whack. Obviously, he's a nobody. I mean, like I said, he's sitting there. He has a comment for every little thing. He's still using terminologies that don't make sense and apply to him. I mean, brother, you're the one who's never been able to get a girl or a woman. I have a girlfriend right now. Always have, always will. Never had women problems. What are you talking about? And you're not the you know what symbol of YouTube. I am. Common sense. I'm not trying to talk like that or be like that because I think it's unattractive and corny. I have a woman. I have someone who's going to be my future wife. That's everything I'm pushing for. Why, like, what? Why am I going to have conversations with somebody who can't even acknowledge reality? Rob Whack, you're homeless. You live in an actual roach motel. like, no, roaches are everywhere, but I mean, you live in a roach motel. When you sat there and he said something like, yeah, you know, you see a roach climb over the computer screen like roaches don't exist. That boy's hilarious, though. I give him that. He's hilarious because, like, y'all try to project, people laugh at him, like me. Oh, I watch sometimes. I watch from entertainment. You're hilarious to just watch and look at. You're just funny. You're not a funny guy. You're funny. You know what it is. And people aren't laughing with you. They're literally laughing at you. That's your reality. I don't have anything against you, sir. You came out your mouth wrong towards me and you never backed it up. And then you issued illegal statements like you did recently. You say you're going to do this and that. How? You can't even afford gas money and you would never come over here, bro. I know that for a fact. Like, I don't know what you're talking about, bro. Like, I'm going to tell you one thing too about my neighborhood. It's supposed to be one of the safest neighborhoods there is. Like things happen out here. Not to me though. Common sense. I'm Batman, bro. I'm not worried about you or anybody. I'm telling you straight up, bro. But I'm just telling you, you would never come out here. You would go straight to jail. That's all that would happen. Like, I'm not going to get mad. I'm not going to react. What? I'm going to argue with you about what? Argue with someone who's a homeless nobody who's trying to act like he's a comedian on YouTube and acts like he does comedian segments and does 12-hour lives because he's desperate and thinks he's going to get watch hours and isn't smart enough to realize it has to be public watch hours. It doesn't work that way. You can't just run the clock. That's what you try to do at jobs too, right? See, you've been borrowing time your entire life. You've been borrowing money. You've been lived on borrowed everything. That's what your people and your culture do. Now do something about it, Rob Wack, because you ain't going to do nothing, just like the rest of your people never have. You're not special. I went in on you and your culture and your group my entire life, and I stood right here and did it on the mic. What are you talking about? Not one of you has ever done anything about it, nor will you ever. What are you talking about? That's common sense. You're a weak people. You're a weak group of individuals. You never stood up for yourself or been about anything. This one person comes over here with a name called Antics. How do you have no camera image? That's weird. Robin? Okay, well, the last name. Go ahead and ban you, and that's it. All right. It just says Antics. So yeah, like I said, I mean, some of these folks, like I said, most of them are just in desperation. But yeah, he's mad because he's homeless. He has no money. He has nothing. I think Janet the Gremlin had to pay for the hotel. That money's gonna run out at some point. I mean, bro, you living like you a millionaire. What kind of deal you got worked out for the hotel? Or maybe I'm just not gauging time because I'm too busy working, which you don't do, building a career, building an empire, Rob Wack. So I don't have time to worry about how much time has gone by. But you've been in that Roach Motel for a while. I mean, if they got money like that, like I said, I think it's pretty clear that Janet gets her money illegally, right? Common sense. I mean, that's a lot of money, bro. Paying. I mean, I know you paying at least about 1,700 to 2,600 a month for that hotel room. I ain't no hotel room too cheap. Maybe out there, yeah, maybe a Roach Motel, probably pretty cheap, but I think you're embellishing the price. But I mean, they paid for it. You didn't. He wants to talk about money. He talked about he got 20 racks in the bank. How in the hell would you have 20 racks? You're not a dealer. You would have gone to prison for it already. You don't have anything you're saying. You don't have a home. You don't have any business or way of making money. We never see you make money on camera. You're on stream all day drinking. I mean, no, they're funding your lifestyle. The red triangles. You're literally living off everyone else's money illegally. That's crazy. And they fund addicts. But you don't want to fund me? What is this nonsense, bro? Like this dude putting up videos. Oh, let me get that documented that he's over here. Yeah, goody, goody, goody. Yeah, keep turning the camera on. That's good. There you go. Yes, I understand, brother. I understand you have nothing going for you. That's the one that he was part of the thing with chicken legs with Ashley Wheeler up there in Sterling Heights when they tried to pretend they were setting me up and they accomplished nothing. That boy is very mad, pressed, and triggered at my success and reality and how I'm doing. He tries to show me. He showed me a whole box, a cardboard box, a shoe box of prop money one time. That boy is desperate as hell. I think he was the one driving the car up there, and when I tried to talk to him, he was so terrified of me he couldn't even turn around. When you can't drive at all, like you a nutbag, you couldn't drive at all. Then you had that weird Ashes sitting there screaming at the top of her lungs because somehow that gives her some kind of feeling. I don't know. That was one of the weirdest women I've ever met, and like I said, everything with her was like an episode of Intervention, and it's the same with you. You're just an addict, bro. You don't have no money. You ain't making no moves. Like I said, you try to show off some marijuana stuff, bro. That's literally illegal still in most states. Like I told you, and I told you wasn't going to make any money with that, and you still haven't. You talking about you traveling, maybe off somebody else's dime. I mean, anyone can go across the country and take a cheap flight. I mean, that don't mean nothing. You might have some family overseas, and there's no guarantee that you did any of these things. You're just making false claims. I mean, what does that have to do with anything? I could do that too. I mean, if I can get money, make money however I do, even if it's on here, go get a passport, go get my picture taken at a Walgreens like they was doing all the time up there in Minneapolis in the Skyway, right? I was asking him about it. It was interesting because I want to get a passport and I could do the same thing, but I don't fly. So the things you're saying, I mean, how am I supposed to answer them? And I mean, you're banned from the program, and now I just have more documentation, and you just included yourself. And I forgot about your name. Your name wasn't on the federal indictment list. You see how they do it to themselves? And he's one of the main culprits. I knew I was forgetting about people, and he just reminded me. So I have your name. Like, it is what it is, bro. I'm gonna have so much fun, bro, when we get in court, bro. You know what I mean? 530 on my wrist, got you pissed. I got over 2,000 in jewelry right here. Like I said, sitting on a plot of land in a state worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? On my own car lot, pay over $100 for it every month, right? Got a car in there, Porsche. I paid $25,000 for. Not bragging. I'm talking, telling you reality because you wanted to come over here and act like somehow you were questioning reality. At what point? You can't question anything. What you need to question is a job application. Okay, Nicholas? Okay, Nicholas. You're not Saint Nick. You're not Santa. Okay, it's not Christmas time, and you're not gifting me anything. What are you over here talking for? So, like I said, I mean, if you research all these situations, let me get back to the story about Maserati Fox, and then I'll get going. Maserati Fox, they put a battery in Domination's back. Domination was homeless like Rob Wack on the street with nothing, begging, trying to sell mixtapes and stuff. He was a little grimy little dirt bomb, you know what little homie, right? The word I can't say that we all know. I really want to say it, but I can't on this channel. My other channels, I can go in there and say it all day long. And we're gonna do some live streams on other channels too, and I'm gonna probably do that just for fun because I'm like that, because I'm the white guy who does that, and nobody will do anything about it. But like I said, my whole point, right, is they put a battery in Domination's back, and then all of a sudden, one day, Maserati Fox, Rick Ross are having a back and forth. Maserati Fox was winning, seemed like he was winning in the street with whatever he had his crew. And then all of a sudden, one day we all wake up and Maserati Fox is gone. And there's an article in the paper about what happened. Somebody was sent by the feds, and it had everything to do with being with Domination and Rick Ross, who were CEO informants, right? And so again, that would be the corrupt departments who targeted Maserati Fox, right? Right? They talked. Why would you do that? People are hilarious. They they targeted Maserati Fox. That was funny, but they said it right now. I just saw the beginning of it. That was funny. That was hilarious. Oh my goodness. Like that would be a big deal. Um, so, so yeah, the corrupt departments they targeted Maserati Fox, and then we lost Maserati Fox. And Maserati Fox was a pretty cool dude. He was a hell of a guy. I mean, and he really had a record deal with G Unit, and they funded his whole project. So he was in nice studios, nice surrounding, but he wasn't rich. He wanted to lie and act like it was all his money. Like, no, you were signed on a contract, you signed a record deal, you had advances you were gonna have to pay back and probably weren't gonna be able to. You were smoking your blunt in the studio. Like, yeah, a record deal is cool. You could use a 360 record slate deal and use it to your benefit if you a businessman like me and you smart and you already own stuff. So that's what people don't get. People want to talk down on me and act like I struggle all the time. I don't get that. That's like out here when they keep making references like, oh, there's something off about me or wrong. Like, no, I get out and sweat and exercise. I smell perfectly fine. It's just you folks don't exercise. Same reason I can't get clients to train with me and you're discriminate. So you just look at my people some way like that's okay. I mean, all of you smell to me, but I don't sit there complaining about it. I'm just being realistic. Like me, I smell like daisies. So I don't get what you're saying. Like the things they say, they just make no sense. They just pull them out of thin air off of like a random rose bush that doesn't exist. It's the truth. You know what I mean? So I mean, like I said, at the end of the day, I mean, Maserati Fox was a pretty cool dude, man. They had bikes. He had his whole dumb out movement. Like I was rocking with it. I didn't know he existed at the time he was around, but I was rocking with the stuff that we lost him, and he was making pretty decent. I like a lot of his music. I thought it was pretty on. You know what I mean? And he came up with real criminals, with real dealers who was making supposedly millions of dollars at the street level, which I think is still embellished and a lie. One of them was called like Baby or something like that. That's why they be using this. See, they be taking the name. That's why you got some rappers called The Baby. Right, because you're copying the real dealers that come from the hood and they make millions of dollars. Because they risk their life and everything to be a dealer, and they really live in that life. They about that. You know what I mean? There was a dude that rolled with Maserati Fox that really came to the street that was about that. You know what I mean? So if they did purchase anything that they own That's where they came up. It wasn't like they were successful, they was all hustlers. Right? Oh no, we're not calling nothing, and you can stop coming over here like I told you. I'm not reading nothing you're saying, so again, I don't know why you think that you can create a conversation, but you can't. So again, and it's just weird that you would say that because there can't be a truce on something that I never agreed to. So, I mean, whenever you want to stop your behavior, that's perfectly fine. That's up to you. That's an independent decision. Nothing I say or do has anything to do with you. I don't know you. You're a complete stranger. Again, we have no connection. You're just someone who has a weird relationship with your computer. And you know what I mean? Like everything's been explained. I'm tired of going over it. We will never speak. You understand? I don't care what you do, obviously. Have we ever talked? Nope. So, like I said, moving on. Maserati Fox, if they did buy anything, it was because the real dude from the hood was actually putting work in doing the real thing. That's why. See what I'm saying? So it's like Maserati Fox was a pretty real dude, man. I liked him. I thought he was pretty cool, pretty legit. And like I said, he had a record deal, right, with G Unit. And I think 50 Cent is who organized it too, because 50 Cent was backed by the feds. So 50 Cent was signing artists and then, let's get real, knocking them off. Knock them out the box, Rick. Out the box, Rick. Oh yeah, now you would want a truce because I'm standing up to you and I'm talking publicly? Because I ain't hiding, I never hid. I'm just smart. No, there's no truce ever. You understand? What are you talking about? Truce for what? I'm not in the middle of nothing. I've got nothing. I have no problems with nobody. My life beautiful. I don't have enemies. So what do you mean? I'm good with everybody. Like I said, you all just don't have an identity. Like you're not even real people. You have no identity. What are you talking about? But moving on. I'll remind you of reality as much as you want, bro. Trust me, bro. I don't know what you're talking. You ain't never gonna win with me. So, like I said, see, they see my power and they cower, and I just got that documented. So, see, now the lawyer is gonna see in the federal indictment, they're gonna say, "Oh, they was trying to call for a truce because they were scared of your power." See what I'm saying? Everything you do, you're telling yourself, Narky. You're scared now, right? Because you know I own you. I own you. Yeah. Oh, it's 100% guaranteed prison sentence, life sentence in prison. What you've done on a computer for no reason and on a phone for what purpose? Like what? Yeah. Oh yeah. We're just gonna forget about it. No, I forgive you. I forgive everyone because forgiveness is for me, and we already went over that. But forget? No, not at all. I don't do truces, especially with folks that I never had any back and forth with. See what I'm saying? These folks is talking to themselves. They think that they're saying things have gone on that haven't gone on. See, they're cuckoo, cuckoo for cocoa puffs, Lulu. Right? They talking to themselves. They think I'm a part of something with them. Like I said, you got real villains on here on this network, real riddlers, and real like jokers, like real villains who in their mind they're obsessed and have an infatuation with me. It's just like the movie. And you heard what the doctor told them about the infatuation. You know, it's a weird, scary, disturbing thing with them. Yeah, they're obsessed with Batman. So, like I said again, I mean, we operate above the feds. I'm the only person who can actually step up and really protect these rappers. So rappers need to be hiring me for security. That Jack Doherty dude, he should be hiring me for security. All them celebrities should be hiring me for security. See, I have no reason to be quiet or not you run my mouth because I have nothing to fear anymore. There's nothing anyone can do to me, and everybody knows I'm Batman, especially down here. This is why I did all this because, see, while you were running your mouth still underestimating me, I was putting in work to get myself in this position to where I'm totally free and can do whatever I want, and you can't stop me now. Because before you was trying to pretend in front and use your little games and play and pretend and act like you can, not respect my peace or my privacy, and that's just not how it works. You feel me? I don't know what that means, brother. Again, you got to make sense when you talk. So, like I said, I'm not interested in a conversation because, I mean, you're just not speaking coherent English. That's all. I'm being completely serious. I'm not being funny. So, like I said, when people talk to me, I mean, you have to speak coherently. I got to understand what you're saying. You know what I mean? So, like, it's odd. Nobody has to get on here and talk about me. It doesn't even have to be a continuous thing. You did what you did for over 2 decades, brother. Oh, trust me, there's documentation all over this channel. There's documentation online. I mean, don't worry about that. So, I mean, it is what it is. Your name's getting added to the federal indictment list. There's nothing you can do about it. Like I said, these folks are worried because they know what time it is. Like I said, it don't matter who it is. Anybody want to play with me? Play with me if you want. Like I say, anyone mess with me on any level, do any weird corruption, illegal stuff my way. Hey, I get your legal name and I put it on this little quinky dink, little handy dandy notebook, federal indictment list, and then you get federally indicted and go to federal prison for working in a conspiracy to commit what towards me. You cannot do what you've done. I warned you a million times. I've told you, stop playing with me. Understand? Quit talking to me when you're not making sense. See? You're still doing it. You got to learn how to stop. It doesn't matter how you feel. Okay? You're going to do what you're told. So again, folks have zero power with me. And like they said, they already know that I'm not only a formative force. So you want to make it like this is a YouTube thing. None of this has anything to do with YouTube. YouTube is one marketing platform, brother. I can go live on another platform you don't even know about right now. I can go live on multiple platforms you don't know about right now. What do you mean? I can get money all sorts of different ways. I could do anything. You ain't stopping my money because you talk to like a plasma place. Yeah, they targeted me at that plasma place. Guess what? That's part of the federal lawsuit too. Oh yeah, I'm filing lawsuits on whole establishments. You can run and tell them. What are you talking about? They targeted me every time I walked in there. Kept making up lies on my name. What are you talking about? That came from you. You made phone calls. Yeah. So whoever talked to you and whoever you keep telling narcs to lie on my name and say things that aren't true and take advantage of the fact that I exercise, that I had to go, what, 20, 30 miles a day just to get there on a bike or walking? And you don't have any empathy or sympathy for that, and you want to make up things that aren't true? None of it was ever true, bro. Literally, it's not true, bro. What you're saying is a bold-faced lie, and I've caught you in the act, and they sit there, them little fake nurses. Yeah, you can tell them I'm filing a lawsuit on them, a federal lawsuit. Yeah, so whoever answered the phone to you, oh, don't worry. When they investigate, they're gonna figure out who did, and they looking at federal prison time. So you're not getting it. You can't target innocent civilians and follow them around everywhere and make phone calls, all that. Nah. And I got a lot of witnesses because there's other places you did it at. And some of them I know and I'm cool with still to this day. You understand? I got deals worked out with a lot of people. Yeah. What are you talking about? Financial deals, deals for access to things. You know that. I'm a businessman. Like I said, what are you talking about? Billions in equity, mansion estate, over 2,000 in jewelry, 530 on my wrist, got you pissed. My own car lot, I pay over $100 for it every month. Mineral rights, oil royalties, in the middle of a stock settlement lawsuit for over 70,000 shares of a company, App Harvest. Like, why are you talking while I'm talking? Of course not, brother. But good for telling on yourself that you're still coming over here. Thank you. See right there, that's a felony. Goodbye. Yeah. Yep, you did have that site, man. You took that site illegally. You know what I mean? Had you held on to it, I mean, that wouldn't have been smart, but I mean, had you held on to it, it would have been worth some money. It's worth $1,747. Let me type that for you. Oh, that's what I was going to say too while you rudely interrupted me. This is how much TyreSneed.com is worth, and I am willing to sell it to the highest bidder. Yep, my digital asset. Who has money? Any of you? Look how silly I'm gonna make y'all look. Just like this. This is easy. Look. So y'all thought you were having fun with Steve's? Wait till you get a load of me. Look at this. Yeah, public announcement again, like we've been saying and promoting. This is my website right here, TyreSneed.com. I put it out when I want. It cost me about $17 with tax for per month. Right? I think well, that's all I'm gonna say. Point is, I own the domain name. The domain, TyreSneed.com, I own it. I paid for it. I did the marketing and promotion for it. I got the value up to where it's at. And what he's saying is not all a lie because it really probably, when I first started, was probably worth about 20 something dollars. I think it was pretty cheap at first. So that's saying something because with my marketing and promotion, it went from that and now it's worth, and this was within just a few years, it's worth now $1,000 and $747. Can you imagine? Let me go ahead, smile for the camera. All right, thank you. We remember your preference, sir, and I'm not your friend, and you will never come over here or be on my show. Goodbye. Go find something to do. Go get an ant farm. All right. So yeah, like I said, $1,747. TyreSneed.com. So I own a digital asset on top of everything I told you I own. I own mineral rights, royalties, and I'm in the middle of a stock settlement lawsuit for over 70,000 shares of App Harvest. The past 4 or 5 years, I worked nonstop, and every dime I made when I was working, while I was in Green Bay and all that, running these restaurants, carrying them on my back, washing dishes, running every dish to the back. I was doing all that because to sustain, my life and my expenses, but I don't rent anything. I don't pay mortgages. I don't do everything. I buy cash. So I was doing all that so I could make my next moves and so I could invest in that stock. The only reason that I don't have a whole bunch of money right now is, like I said, because people are playing games, sabotaging everything. I have to spend it on expenses and on putting it into this business as Batman from Cooking Last, and that was cooking in Austin. Before that, I was in Green Bay. When I got out of jail, I still had like $5,000 because the stock hadn't completely plummeted, and then I pulled out money, so I had like $5,000. Feel me? Before then, when I went in, I had like 7K, and it just kept tanking when I was locked up, which sucks. You know what I mean? But I never took really any losses. Like, no, I didn't. I didn't take any losses. It's just things went up and down, and that was it. And I cut profits. It's been a successful investment. App Harvest was the greatest investment I ever made, to be honest. Oh, I cut tons of profit. I was good, but it's not enough. And like I said, they need to pay me for all 70,000 shares, not 30,000. And they were debating 15 cents per share. It's been over a year. What are they waiting for? Is someone stealing my mail? Why have I not gotten word and notification? Why am I not being given my proceeds? Where's my refund? Because God told me I got a refund coming. Maybe that's it. Maybe they're going to pay me a pretty decent amount. I mean, 15 cents per share, even for 30,000 shares, adds up to like over $4,000 to almost $5,000. That's enough. It's not much. It's not what I deserve. And I would file a countersuit if they do that, because I want for all 70,000 shares. You're not going to get around it, like I told you. And either way, though, $4,000 to $5,000, even that's enough for me to get this business off the ground. It'd be enough for me to immediately buy a bus ticket, go up to Austin, get my whole situation set up, film this content, doing live streams all day with y'all, talking, walking, rubbing it in fools like TJ's face that I'm successful, laughing right in front of him. I mean, I don't have anything against him or anyone. It's just what you did was wrong, and you're part of a federal indictment list. I mean, you have to come to court. I don't know what else to tell you. You did that to yourself. I'm really genuinely not mad at TJ. I can't find it in my heart to be mad at TJ. I just think TJ is misled, and I'm just wondering, why would you do that to yourself? That's all. Because I looked at him like a real friend. So, like I said, I got back what by everybody, and that's okay. I was hurt behind all that. Like, truthfully, I thought TJ was an actual real friend. So it's like I'm going through things, losing friends, going through real things, and I'm being a real person. And then y'all don't think that I'm going to win in court when they see tears in my eyes like this and see what I'm going through and see it's genuine. I was always there for TJ. I thought me and TJ had each other's back. Y'all ruined a good friendship of mine that I spent years cultivating. Me and TJ were always cool. Like, but that's okay to you? You know what I'm saying? And like, it's just crazy, bro. Like I said, I'll probably end up talking to him about it. I don't know, but I'm not happy about it. But I mean, I'm not mad at him. I mean, a little bit. I just don't understand it. But see, this is the thing when people are moving and doing things and they're not taking the time to be humane and talk to me as a person. That's why it's real in person. It's a different conversation. I mean, I just want to ask, why would you do that? I mean, that's not, if you were trying to make a joke, it wasn't funny. I mean, you literally included yourself in federal indictment. I mean, are you just that slow? I mean, were you trying to joke around? Because that had a profound effect on me and my mental status and my health possibly. And see, that's the thing. This is a detriment to health lawsuit. I've never seen so many people jump out the box and federally indict themselves. You can say what you want about me, brother, but I have a scooter right here that I paid cash for. I have a bat cycle right there I put $1,300 into. Like I said, I got 4 bikes right here. I'm going to build more inventory. I'm going to get more bicycles. I'm going to end up figuring out how to get engines on them, probably through my homeboy down here. Like, we're going to end up getting like things that look like actual bat pods running like electric, where I'm just whizzing around as Batman. I mean, that's all we need, where it's like, and I'm talking about without a license, nothing. It can go as fast as I want. That's the truth. They don't care down here. They ain't going to tell me nothing. They know I'm Batman. So they see Batman whiz around on a bike with an engine. They're not going to tell me nothing. They're just going to be like, damn, that Batman's fast. You know, that's what they're gonna say. They don't. I can do whatever I want down here. We're next to Mexico, dog. Let's get real, bro. You know how much crime is happening out here, by the way. I mean, and it's not a crime, but I mean, like I could drive on my little bicycle all I want. So I got 4 bikes, about $200 to $300. Like I said, one's a GMC Denali. That's a top of the line bicycle. All you people been jealous of every bike I got. The other bike I got is like $200 to $300. It's the top of the line. It's brand new. There was no reason it should have messed up, but then people don't air the tires and they don't do their job, and the pedals messed up because I'm too strong. So I mean, what are you talking about? Like what? That's 4 bikes, bro. That's if you add that up, that's 300 times 4. Do the math here. 300. I want to show you how much wealth is around me. 300 times 4, right? That's just one thing. This is what makes a man when I talk about wealth. I just offer you a digital asset at that price, right? But I'm not a businessman and I'm not a hustler, right? My TV right here cost this, right? Right there, paid cash for everything, right? What? All this, bro. Right there, right? Look, that cycle I put 1,300 to. I ripped the wire out because the back thing came off because y'all called that store and they wouldn't fix it. So they're the cause of that because had you not made that phone call, they would have kept fixing it for me. I would have just had to pay them. But it's okay because I'm gonna call corporate. I'm gonna file a lawsuit on them, and I'm gonna get that individual fired and anyone else who was talking behind my back, hating on me with the red triangles. And whatever phone call you accepted, if you got bribed and accepted any money under the table through Cash App, they're gonna look through all the records, and that's it. You're gonna go to jail and prison. You can run and tell them I said it. I go by there all the time too. I'm always walking in the mall. Y'all can't stop me from walking in the mall. You would like to. And I know that other skinny security guard, he's like a stick. And like I said, I used to play ball with him, and that was the failure who told me, you can't have the bike, right? Because y'all called him. Like, what? Why can't I have a bike? Like, that's silly. But okay, it's okay. I'll take the bus over there. You ain't going to stop me from going in there. I'm telling you right now, we standing on business about that. No, you're not going to tell me that I can't go anywhere, especially the mall. I'm gonna be in the mall all day long. Sunrise Mall. In fact, it's a great place for me to promote this and promote the Batman thing and promote my channel. I have every right to do commerce within a public place, and I'll tell you to your face, anybody, you cannot run me off. Nothing you can do just because, oh, you jealous. Man, get up out my face. Y'all wish you were internet celebrities. So look, this is what happens when you know how to transform and what is it called? You know, move with the waves. You know, you got to learn how to move with this, right? So $4,000 TV, you got a bat cycle, $1,300. The transition, you got to learn how to make the transition, right, to a whole nother level of fame. And I do because I'm the one who transitioned to this level of fame in the first place. Look at all this wealth right here. But they was talking down, calling me names that apply to them like that's cute, that's funny. But look at all this wealth. I pay cash for everything. Look, I'm just telling you down the list. It's all right here, all of it. I got proof of all of it. I would never prove anything to a troll. 2,000 in jewelry, right? I paid 8,500 in land taxes. Right? I got every receipt in my email. One of the emails too that you try to spam and you commit felonies in all the time, and that'll probably be documented too. I'm sure it hasn't erased it all. And some of it I may have put in junk or trash, but hopefully it holds on to it. I don't really care. I got enough evidence in the other inbox because y'all have flooded 2 inboxes because you're weird, right? Because you're that jealous. What was the need to commit crimes because I'm speaking publicly and living my life? So me living my life, somehow apparently they're saying that they have no choice but to commit crimes because I'm successful. I told you they're losing it over me. So I just proved that you're not laughing because you just asked me for a truce. I told you I own you. So you don't play these fake games with me, brother, because I'm too smart and I'm literally y'all are like my puppets. I know how to work your strings and get you to cough up the truth. You're not laughing. Y'all are serious as hell over there. And I'm not laughing either. You know why? Because I want to make sure that all you folks are held accountable and you do your federal prison time like you deserve. You're already getting your karma every day. Everything for you is your karma. Look in the mirror. It's like, it just is what it is. God loves me. He definitely don't love you. Let's be real, bro. God has been handling y'all. 8,500 in land taxes. Should have every receipt in my email for every payment I made. I mean, what are you talking about? I paid bills for years, hundreds upon hundreds, thousands of dollars. What are you talking about? I mean, we can go down the list. I still own a Porsche. I paid $25,000 for. Look, this is all real, tangible. What I have right now. But they want to paint me. Oh, I'm a struggling guy. So I'm a struggling guy who took care of everybody, paid for all this, bought everything for everyone, takes care of everyone. right? Like, what are you talking about? Like, that don't make no sense. I do everything I can for everyone. I was paying grown men's light bills, bro. You know how unfair that is? That you would take a guy that's done everything for everyone? Nobody would have anything if it wasn't for my money. How dare you? But oh, it's cute. Oh, I want a truce? Boy, stop it. Yeah, I got a Porsche worth 25 racks right now in my car lot, right? That I organized. I paid for every tow. There's about 5 cars I own right now. I think for 4 cars, I had to pay a tow fee because of them corrupt ones that they were sending to target me because they got mad on YouTube because they couldn't handle me on a panel on YouTube. So every time you did that, I paid a $110 fee for 4 vehicles to tow them, right? Because you all kept having them tag my vehicles out here with pink tickets, right? It's called targeting me. That all gets put in the federal lawsuit, right? And then people lose their job and they go to prison. You can't do that. You can't just do it because, oh, you're jealous of me. Oh, I want you to lose your vehicle now. See, that's what they would do. Just like they messed up my Porsche window like 3 times, followed me around, did all this weird stuff. Like, what? The whole incident that happened at that hotel was because y'all sent the corrupt ones and they literally took out my window on the Porsche. And they showed up and said, "Oh, your window's gone." I said, "Yeah, you did it. Common sense. You're who's here." Right? Then they tried to set me up, and then that case beat itself. Right? I stood up to corruption and stood up to y'all, and then them cowards backed down too. Why don't you say that? There were 6 of them, and they all backed down. Right? So $110 fee, 4 vehicles to tow them. I paid for all that. Look at what a boss I am while I'm a gangster moving in the streets and standing up to corrupt ones who can't do their job right. Look what a gangster I am. I want you to see the type of man that I really am, why they've been talking like this to me for years using electronic means, because they know I'm a boss. There's no man who could handle the stress I go through on any day, bro. Don't ever say nothing about my name. Don't ever speak on my family crest, bro. I represent for my people. Straight up. $110 fee for what, 4 vehicles to tow them at least. And then I negotiated a contract. So I pay over $100 every single month. I've had that car lot for years. I'm who created it. I had thousands of dollars in my pocket. I remember I was right here in a whole suit, express suit, top of the line, everything brand new, everything clean as hell. Had racks in my pocket, thousands of dollars and money in the bank. And I built that car lot, right? So $100 every single month for years, right? For my car lot that you're jealous of, right? Check that out, right? And it don't matter how I get it paid, just as long as I get it paid. Remember, one of y'all had to make the payment when I was in jail. Remember that? So you know it's real. You know what it is. You know where it's at, and y'all are mad about that. If y'all could throw a wrench in that and mess that up, you would, but you can't because it's not yours. What are you talking about? These people stalk my vehicles. They stalk my homes, my estate, anything that has to do with me. How are you going to do all that and then say, "Oh, you want a truce"? All right, I smell fear, right? Because they know what it is. They know who's winning. They know who's going to win in court, and they know they're looking at life in prison. All these folks. So now they all getting scared, right? Now the picture is being painted to the public of how real this federal indictment is, and how many folks is going to lose their job and go to prison because y'all wanted to target an innocent civilian who's the only self-made trillionaire who ever existed. It's going to be the biggest lawsuit you ever heard, and then my aunt Carly Fiorina, who was the CEO of Hewlett Packard, she was a failure. She ran HP into the ground, and she targeted me my whole life before I was even born. And my dad tried to have me sign a contract to get her to resign as trustee and begged me to sign it. And I was too young, so I didn't know what was going on, and I should have signed it, right? So I didn't because I was scared and I didn't understand what was going on because I was a kid. But when Carly Fiorina's name gets brought into this, because she's who organized everything against me, active, you know what's, everything trying to get me out the picture and silence me and stop me from being able to do anything or be successful or live my life at all. She wanted me out the picture. So when her name gets brought into it, that's going to be national news time. This is going to make national tabloids. So now they're starting to see. Now they're getting scared, coach. I told you I own you. I told you don't play with me, homie. I told you what's up. See, you don't get it. I am vengeance. I don't play. I'm gonna have every one of you fools on YouTube and every person in these corrupt departments doing federal prison time, serving life sentences because you wanted to pretend that you was gonna play with me. Folks don't even pretend to play with me, boy. They run from me. See, you don't get it. You wasn't listening because this whole time I told y'all what it is. The whole time I gave millions of warnings. The whole time I asked you nicely, hey, yo, bro, can you chill out and go on about your business? Come on, bro. Then the truth gonna come out about what y'all set up, what I just spoke on earlier on this show, about what y'all did with me with Green Bay PD, because they corrupt as hell. They targeted me. They couldn't touch me. right? So all the truth gonna come out. Oh, okay. So y'all been following this dude around, been tracking a human being, and y'all been trying to get me up out the picture for my entire life. And Carly Fiorina, who probably allegedly, in common sense, it ain't alleged. We know she paid for all this stuff, but we'll say allegedly to act right and pretend like y'all do, right? Because y'all fake as hell. But she allegedly probably paid off all these people everywhere I went. I got set up on Michael Dell's field. Michael Dell, Hewlett Packard. Those are rivals supposedly, right? But they talk and they have dinner together. Common sense. I got set up in a flag football game. My coach, Ed McCabe, said, "Why are you always smiling all the time?" And this happened to me the first time. I got them completely fixed. And then the other thing happened with a dentist in San Antonio. That was targeted. That was on purpose and intentional. Can't do that. Then they try to say, "Oh, I can't file a lawsuit." Yes, I can. You're wrong about that. It's going in the federal indictment. See, it doesn't matter about a lawsuit on the dentist's office. I didn't say that. I don't need that. I'm filing a lawsuit on you. I'm gonna find out what dentist actually did that to my tooth with your little thing with the chisel, and I'm gonna figure out what your name is, and you're going in a federal indictment. You understand? No, you cannot play with people's future and everything like that. No, no, you played with my actual life when you did what you did. So then it started corroding, whatever, and then all that happened, and then I had that half for a while, which is fine, like Mike Tyson. Then you sent people to act like they was making fun of something online, hiding. That's weird, right? For years, they've been doing this the whole time. Then the thing with the truck happened. Then you still kept running your mouth, and you all might have been part of the truck thing that happened, right? And I was wearing headphones, and Jennifer Benish was trying to distract me in the headphones, acting like she couldn't hear me all the time, so I can keep looking at my phone and my device, right? So that might have been a setup, right? And oh, I was looking, right? But I'm just saying, you still are a part of it because you was trying to do that. So all this is going to get brought up in court, and like these people, they're all crybabies. They just going to be crying up a storm in a river and be like, "Oh, don't take me to federal prison." And no, you thought it was a joke the whole time. So like I told you, when you're begging and pleading, I'm gonna laugh in your face. Ain't no mercy here. Ain't no love. Ain't no remorse. Just like you don't have. Y'all want to be sociopathic on the internet. You want to play games. You want to do acts of domestic. You know what? This is what you get. Oh, I'm gonna laugh. I'm gonna see if they got visitation hours. So when y'all are in there, right? I'm gonna talk to you the same way you do. Actually, I'm not, because I'm not gonna stoop to that level and be like you. But I want, if they got visitation, I'm gonna ask, yo, can I go visit them in there? I'm gonna go talk to you. I'm sure maybe you can deny and not show up, but just that way, the same way you do me. You want to keep acting like you approaching me, but you hiding from me. Okay. Well, if they got visitation hours after I get you locked up in federal prison for what you've done to me, all hiding. I've never even met most of these people. They're too scared to face me. So I'm gonna have visitation hours, and I'm gonna go in there and talk to you in your face if they'll let me. Right? They probably will. They just, maybe you can deny the visit or something, or say, "Oh, I don't want to go if it's him." You know what I mean? But at least you'll know that I came to try to visit you. I am bring you some chocolates, man. Here you go. Like, real talk, just some chocolate. Here's a hamburger. You need, I give you some. Here's a little hope. You know, like, I'm a good guy. I'm a good person, but I'm gonna definitely laugh in your face and say, "See, you didn't have to do these things." Now I get to have a face-to-face conversation with the person who thought that they could break the law every which way but sundown and use actual corrupt cops to target me. And you literally tried to get me up out of here. Like, yeah, like you really took it there. Like, not once, but like you've been doing this since I was born. Yeah, and Carly Fiorina has everything to do with it. Does that sound like a play, fake situation, or does that sound like life in prison? Sounds like life in prison to me. And then you still over here talking in my chat? How about forget a truce? How about you just learn what it is in reality and get real with yourself and realize you coming over here ain't smart, because all it's going to do is create more federal prison time. You're already looking at a life sentence. That's what I'm saying. I mean, what is your mentality? I'm trying to understand. Like, you know what I mean? These folks act like they have nothing to lose. Like, you have your freedom to lose. You have your future. You got something. I mean, even if you really ain't about nothing and have nothing, I mean, everybody has something to lose, brother. You can't just come on here and act like, "Oh, okay." And if you ain't built like that in the street and you ain't moving like that in the street, how dare you come on here and perpetrate like you built like that? See, they want to act like everything is cheap, like, like in life. Like, nah, bro, y'all don't even act like that, bro. What do you mean? You people literally donating to each other. You don't care about each other, but you paying each other money and helping each other to get by, and trying to act like you're defending someone when nobody said anything to you. You came at me. See, all you folks came at me. I never said nothing to y'all, bro. I literally said, "Yo, listen, we did one show, remember? Now y'all need to go skedaddle, and then you wanted to just linger. Because that's what y'all do. Y'all be lingering and loitering. See, it's you all. You all loiter. I've never done that. For what? What? That doesn't even make sense. Do that for what? I'm a boss. I got 530 on my wrist. What would I look like doing something like that? What are you talking about? So this is what they do. They start saying lies, repeating phrases from the red triangles, and then wonder why I put you in your place verbally on this network. Boy, stop it. Y'all got to stop lying, bro. But it's all good. Be my guest, because the more you lie, the more I'm going to eat it for breakfast and make you look silly. You understand? This is a public platform. They don't get. I don't hide from nothing. Nobody. Anything I got to say, I'll say to your face. But there's no purpose for me to say anything to people's face no more. No, I'll just act fake like you and walk away and go right on here and say the truth about you, because this is all that matters on here. It doesn't matter the stuff face to face. It doesn't anymore. That stuff is nonsense now. It's the truth. This matters more than talking to y'all's face, because we already know who the coward is. There's no, I don't owe you nothing. It makes no sense for me to be. If you're fake, I'm going to be fake with you. Does that make sense? Because that's going to be conducive for my situation and keeping whatever advantages I have in any situation, right? See, folks don't get it. You're talking to an actual genius. I can address anybody I want right here on my platform in my comfortability. Why would I not do that? I pay for it for a reason. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You had folks approaching me in that park where I work at talking about, oh, this and that. Oh, are you homeless? Oh, it's hard. Oh, where do you even get these thoughts from? Do I look homeless? No, you're just discriminate. What are you talking about? I don't look scruffy. I look good looking, dog. I look like a man who, when I grow a beard, my girlfriend is like, you look good. I look like the self-made trillionaire that I am. What are you talking about? I'm not struggling. I'm struggling because I was targeted. I'm struggling because I had to start over last time when I cooked, because people forced me to spend all my money and then I put what I had left into being Batman. What is wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that. I look like what I am. No, listen, you cause me an ounce of stress, much less a whole bunch for that long. No, it's a detriment to health loss. There's no truces. This ain't about YouTube. See, that's the thing. These people on YouTube, they thought it was some kind of virtual video game. Try explaining that to court, because they're gonna laugh in your face. All the things you said they were gonna do to me, right? You said, oh, a judge will laugh at him. Oh, he can't take it to court. Why would you tell people that? You had a man lose over $100,000. I don't know you. I'll never say your name. You'll never get any attention. I don't talk about you. You don't exist. You have no identity. But you made a man lose over $100,000. I know that you're not very bright. I mean, let's get right. I know there's something wrong with you. So you're not going to be able to use that as an excuse. Okay. I'm just letting you know right now, because you're with it completely enough to know what you're doing. You're not going to be able to plead insanity. I'm thinking way ahead of you, bro. Trust me. I promise you, you're going to get federally indicted. You're doing a life sentence, guaranteed. I'm not having it any other way. Trust me. I'm not letting go of this issue. So, like I said, when people start with me, they don't know the kind of individual I am. I will not ever stop until I win. Okay. And the way I win is never pretty. I mean, let's just get real. It's ugly. I'm not a nice guy. I'm ruthless. I'm mean. You understand? So see, no, I see. This is what happens when people mistake your kindness for weakness and think you're someone you're not. I own you for real. Now, remember how you kept saying that for years? Right there, that's detriment to health. Why are you talking to me like that? I don't even know you. I'd never talk to you or any human being like that. That's wrong. What are you talking about? Worry about taking care of your people. Why are you over here right now when you should be looking for a job? Like legit. You don't own anything. You're not anywhere near my league financially. You see all these assets. I paid my cat. Nobody gave me anything. My inheritance was stolen. What are you talking about? I worked hard since I was 16. I paid cash for everything I'm showing you and telling you. What are you talking about, bro? And you got the audacity to get on here? Oh, I'm going to be immature and keep repeating that reality is not reality. Yeah, you know that that's an actual crime? You know what you're trying to do, right? You're trying to have an effect and cause mental anguish. Okay, a courtroom will look at that and say immediate life sentence. Just for that alone. When you did everything else you did, and then you're who orchestrated me walking all night like a zombie in Green Bay with nowhere to go with Jennifer Benish, guess what? Life sentences. You cannot do that. You cannot send someone across the country and then leave them out in the street. You brought me over there. I'm your responsibility at that point, regardless. And guess who gets in trouble for that too? Corrupt Green Bay PD. because they try to make an excuse. Oh, it's not this. It's okay. Oh, you're an adult. That doesn't matter. You can't just have adults that you bring across the country and then say, oh, hey, you're suddenly stranded and there's nowhere for you to go. When have you ever heard of someone doing that? You go to prison for that. Green Bay PD never did their job. None of y'all ever did your job. You're all corrupt and you're a joke. And like I said, you don't understand the meaning of rage and anger. You understand? But it's okay, because trust me, when we get in court, you'll all get to witness it. No, don't worry. I'm going to let it all out. Yeah, the right way, though. Yeah, you're going to hear me. You're going to feel my pain. The right way, though. You're going to hear it. You're going to see it right in front of your face. You're going to deal with the monster you created. But guess what? I'm going to handle everything the right way legally. You know why? Because I'm better than you. Because all you are that weak. Because I'm what real strength is. Success. You want to win against people, you win with success. Remember, people, my so-called enemies, the people who are talking on here, who keep coming over here typing, committing felonies because they can't think, what did they try to do to me? They tried to really get me out the picture completely. They didn't want me on YouTube, nothing. They didn't want me on nothing on this planet at all. So I'm so nice, I'm still able to talk to them diplomatically. What are you talking about? I'm the Messiah, bro. What? And still, I succeed. Still, I rise. I'm the CEO of Cashless Bane Records. Cashless Bane Records outdid any major record label financially. I have every receipt, including the bank statements that Charles Schwab claimed they deleted that they have to come off of. I had bank accounts with over 300,000. That is more money than any CEO record label ever had. I made millions every year consecutively. We outdid Cash Money Records. This is a fact. And every one of them record labels, like Epic Records, all them records, we outdid all of them financially. I promise you, I have receipts for everything. And not only that, but they all went bankrupt and went out of business. Cash Money Records, almost all of them. Birdman, all of them went bankrupt. What do you mean? When 50 Cent, Curtis Jackson went bankrupt, he tried to make an excuse and say, it's Chapter 11. I'm restructuring my assets. You don't own any assets. You're a Mason. You just went bankrupt. You went broke and you wanted to lie. Then he got on the stand. He testified under oath. My lifestyle judge is fake, because when they get under oath, they cannot lie under oath, but yet they do, because they're backed by the feds. So he gets away with things that nobody else would. They need to go to prison for their crimes. Diddy too. You can't exonerate people of crimes. See, the fake courtrooms don't decide law and justice. God does, and God uses Batman to enforce divine law. This is what you don't understand. You're not getting it. It's to the point that when we get enough power and money, we decide who goes to prison. Straight up. It's not no longer a courtroom. A courtroom can't do nothing. All they're going to do is be a bunch of powerless crabs that sit there and say, well, we don't like this. No, this person, we exonerate him, right? And you lied and you literally served an injustice. You need to resign as a judge. You need to resign as a courtroom. You did not serve justice. You're not being real. And we can actually literally, right, have our own divine law. Yes, we can. And we can hold our own court for the people, people's court, where people make a real decision based upon the actual law. Diddy, we all know what he's done. We all know the crimes he's committed. Why are you not prosecuting him for his crimes? You don't think Batman has no jurisdiction. Do you think Batman is going to be asking questions or negotiating or talking to people? Let's get real. Batman is going to have so much money and power that he can just go do whatever he wants. Actually, Batman can actually dictate and make these decisions now. What are you talking about? I'm just saying, hypothetically speaking, who's to stop a Batman, let's get real, right, from doing whatever he wants? That's what Batman did in the movie, right? Did he not grab that dude, the Chinaman that was over there? Did he not grab him out of Honolulu or wherever, in Hong Kong or whatever? And did he not grab him and get on the plane mid-flight and literally take him and bring him back to prison? So you think that Batman can't do that with other inmates? You're crazy. You're out your mind. Batman has no jurisdiction. Sorry, but what? We don't care about a courtroom no more. The people make the laws now. This is what you don't understand. When you get a mind like mine, my mind is meant to shake things up here. I was never meant to fit in. I was meant to literally dismantle this entire system. You're a joke, resign. We don't need none of you. I'm calling for defunding for every agency and department across this country. I'm going to continue to push this. I have all the power. What you are hearing is the voice of God. God will have his will regardless. No, if Diddy committed those crimes, he's going to prison, whether you like it or not. That's how it works. See, these corrupt folks, they really be in their egos thinking they run something. Y'all are a joke. Y'all are like that fake mayor in Chicago, that Tiffany Henyard or whatever the hell her name is. She wanted to act like she was a thug, like she was scrapping in the local precinct. Like, it's ridiculous, man. You people are a joke. Y'all can't even get your politics right. Look at Kentucky. Kentucky's so damn corrupt, it's unreal. They just arrested another official recently, like pulled over a cop and arrested him. Like what? Like, because they're all corrupt. Like, you saw what that one official did to the judge? It was a story, I think, when I was over there with that church group that went on. I mean, y'all are corrupt as hell. Kentucky is corrupt, man. No wonder y'all do that camp in Kentucky. Yeah, because Kentucky's a bunch of devil worshippers. What do you think everyone at UT Austin is? A bunch of devil worshippers. That's why you throw up the sign. Who did I get set up as a kid? I was 12 years old. I got set up in a baseball practice, right, and survived something right here, right, baseball, right here. And the coach tried to come and push down right where it happened, right, and my mom had to take his hand off of my head, right. And what happened? I'm sorry, but what? You know who set that up? Delos Dodds. Look it up. Delos Dodds was the athletic director of UT. I got set up as a 12-year-old kid by Delos Dodds, the athletic director of UT, to try to stop me in my tracks and stop me from everything, again, to get me out the picture, because I was better than his son and everybody. I was better than Keaton Ducey. I was better than Stephen Schmeeding. I was the best shortstop in the league. Okay? I healed from that. What happened to me? They had the fastest pitcher in the league throw that day. First guy that went and did the drill, he lobbed it up high. Me, he beamed as fast as he could low. So I survived that right here, right? The doctors are telling me in the hospital, oh man, if it would have been a little bit to this side, you wouldn't have made it, whatever. So I survived that, come back and have more hits than anyone in the entire All-Star League team, anything. I'm a boss. I'm a winner. I'm a champ. Put your money on me every time. Weak people, they don't know what they talking about. And there ain't nothing this society can do to me anymore. Like I said, you already done tried to lock me up illegally a million times. Bring it, bro. Anything, bro. Please illegally arrest me. That'll be the next thing, bro. We'll get more grounds for a federal lawsuit and get all you fools federally indicted. Y'all fools is funny. I operate above the feds, bro. You put me in this position. All of you cowards. You gave me this power. And guess who really gave me this power? God. You fools is funny. I operate above the feds. I'm an enforcer. I go to work every day. So you fools don't get it. I'm a genius. I took this and I'm creating my little money, little budget gradually. And I know some agency or somebody or some people, I don't care who it is, going to pick me up at some point financially and say, we're going to fund you. You're going to work for us. Anyone could do it. Any agency could say, you work for us now. And guess what? Then I immediately have even more authority. Mm-hmm. So you don't get it. I'm making moves. I ain't worried about what money I'm making now because I never stay stagnated. Anything I do, I expand. I don't ever stay at one point. What are you talking about? Don't worry about the money we're making now. Worry about the millions of dollars that Batman's going to be getting paid to do real assignments for whoever. Military could hire me, CIA, feds, any organization, literally, because Batman can do whatever they wants and has no jurisdiction. What do you mean? That's the truth. You know what I mean? This is all set up perfectly. I did this for a reason. I make it look cute for a reason on here. Ain't nothing sweet. Feel me? I'm here to get paid. This is the mob you talking to. I'm the mob. Me by myself, the actual mob. My descendants, my whole lineage. Yeah, that's who you talking to. What do you mean? So like I said, folks can run their mouths and do what they want and this and that and whatever and chitter chatter, blah, blah nonsense. But who run the streets? Batman. And I'm not faking and flogging, obviously, right? Because I do it every day. So like I said, I mean, like down here, it's all playtime down here, man. This is like being in a sandbox at this point. It wasn't when I got started. I went through a lot of things, but like I said, I turned that off. I'm just doing training now. Just training in a fashion show now because that's what I need to do. That's what's conducive for me. I'm about being conducive for my future. All this, I'm gonna always have everything I have, but this is all temporary situation for me. I'm gonna graduate from this and move further. We're gonna be in Boston. I'm gonna be the Batman in Boston. I'm gonna be the Batman in New York City. Like what? I'm gonna always own everything I have. It ain't going nowhere, but I'm gonna be, graduating just like I graduated. Oh yeah, give me congratulations. I just graduated to another spiritual level. I have divine confirmation. You can see it on the community wall. I'm sit at the right hand throne of God. I communicate directly to God. God is my source. I am here because I am a representative for God. I was put on this planet to save lives and save this world and save people. There's nothing fake about one word coming out of my mouth. It's being channeled from God himself. You fools is not ready. Okay? Like I said, people can run their mouth. That's all cute. But I mean, the minute that Batman get a bat paw, that's all I need. Get a bat paw, get the funding behind me and get backed by some people. And right, even if it's just me and Christina doing it, that's all I need. And I'm backed by God. That's all I need. But the minute that I get any backing, it's on, bro. It's on. Yeah, I don't. Guys, he's nobody. Let's just all move on. Okay, then move on. It's like, that's perfectly fine. It doesn't mean that you're not still gonna, do the federal prison time though. You understand? If you're gonna move on, then move on. You could have moved on a long time ago. Like I said, I mean, you could have been cool a long time ago, but you haven't wanted to be cool. I've offered you a million chances to talk and have a conversation. I've literally sat there talking, trying to talk, and told you, like, all I want is everybody to get along, and you continued your weird behavior. So I don't know what that's about. Like I said, when you speak where it makes sense. You understand? If you're going to apologize, you need to come on the channel and apologize. And that means you respect my stream. You understand? And either way, it doesn't matter if the federal lawsuit is still happening. You're still looking at possible life in prison. You can be fake and all that and be convenient because you're scared. That's fine. But, like, what does that have to do with anything? It's not going to change anything. Everything you do is just convenient and manipulative. See my point? So it is what it is. So at the end of the day, I mean, shouldn't you have moved on 20 years ago? I mean, weren't you the same ones typing all these different concepts? I mean, come on, you're not making sense. But like I said, it's weird how you want attention right now when I'm talking about real topics, but I'm pretty much done here. Like I said, that's perfectly fine going about your business. It's what you should have done since day one. But at the end of the day, I mean, that's that number one, that's all I asked you to do for these entire years, and we don't forget nothing. So what do you mean? There's never a truce. Like, no, you're gonna be in prison, bro. So, like I said, I mean, that's what you should do is go on about your business. So you can't just woman up and man up and say, "Oh, I'm scared now," and I understand that you're standing up for yourself just like you always have. I mean, this is what I did up in Green Bay. So why were you running your mouth acting like I was soft when I literally backed down the entire force in Green Bay? I mean, you're dealing with a pretty gangsta bad dude to sit there and play like that online and be talking like that, right? I mean, you do understand that, like, that's the whole reason I was out there like that in the first place. So you put me in a bad position. Why would we ever be cool? You do whatever you want. That's your decision. Doesn't mean it moves me, because it don't. So, like I said, it is what it is. Do what you're gonna do. I'm not having you talk in my chat. That's for sure. So, like I said, these folks, they wanted to twist the testament, right? They wanted to tell you that I'm someone that I'm not, right? I mean, like I said. Oh, and by the way, check this out. Since you want to say that, if you want to say, oh, you want a truce and all that, like I said, there's never no truce because I don't agree to anything you're talking about. You're delusional. But if you want to stop what you're doing, which is what you should do, right? And is, quite frankly, the best decision and in your best interest because there's a federal lawsuit, right? And you're the major part of it. If you want to stop, the way that you try to help yourself, and I'm being realistic when I say this, is you pay me. Yeah, because number one, I mean, I'm probably not settling out of court. The only way would be if you gave me tons of money. I'm talking hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars. And I highly doubt that you have access to that, right? So it's either that, and like I said, basically the best way to help yourself right now is to just pay me and donate. So, like I said, when I'm telling you, hey, yo, listen, y'all didn't have to leave me out to dry like you did when I came down here back to Texas, right? Because that's the thing. People were supposed to be a support system and help me. So all of you could donate. So if you're really being genuine about what you're saying, because you're never genuine, then you need to put your money where your mouth is. So donate 50, $100 right now, and then donate consistently. It doesn't have to be every day, but just donate and pay. And honestly, that would help you because then they're going to see when we take it to court, they're going to see, well, at least they were being genuine or trying to act genuine because they probably can't be. And at least they were saying, yo, we're going to help you now and we're going to back you. And what did I say since day one? I said, if these people, and Flock Legend even agreed and said he makes sense that if we would support him, that he would be able to do everything. Exactly. If y'all were donating me 50, $100 at a time and donating some real money, even $20 here and there, like I've been asking for, begging for this entire time, you say begging, that's fine. I have every right to beg. Look at what you did to me in the position you put me in. I should have no reason to struggle. I've worked my entire life since I was 16. Why would I not ask for help? That doesn't make sense. See, you want me to be like you. I don't have that problem. I'm not ashamed to ask for help. That's weird. What? Ashamed to be myself? Nah, that's you with your deep insecurities. So, like I said, if you want to help, help. But put your money where your mouth is. Donate right now. See what I'm saying? And then consistently donate and show you're actually trying to support. And then see whatever money you send. Oh yeah, that'll definitely help you when we go to court. And they look at it and say, well, at least they turned a new leaf and actually stopped. Whether they got scared, you know what list, and they're shook or whatever their reasoning was. At least they stopped and started sending you some money to help you. That would actually speak volumes for you and would definitely help you within the lawsuit. But that's all I'm going to say because that's just common sense. See what I'm saying? So, I mean, my job here is to get people to donate and support me. I don't care who it is or where it comes from. That money comes to my Cash App, PayPal, or Venmo. I use it. It's that simple. You understand? And if we're not friends, you can use another name if you have to. I don't care who it comes from. Use your name. I don't care. But the fact is, I need backing to do what I'm doing. And then, like I said, then people don't have to worry about the Batman. Then they get to watch the Batman come up against the real enemies. See what I'm saying? That's the whole point of why I built this. But that was the point when Flock Legends said, "Oh, Tyree Sneed has a point. If we would back him and support him, he could accomplish everything." Exactly my point. All I need is a little bit of money and backing. So, like I said, if you're serious about what you're saying, you need to donate at least. I mean, really, realistically, a couple $100 to over 1,000, right? If you are still going to be stingy and selfish and on the same agenda, then you're not being genuine. We already know that, or you can't do it. But I mean, at least 50 to 100, and that's just a start. And that would help me. Like right now, if I could get at least a $50 donation just to start to 100 or a couple hundred, that would help me to get this started. Like, why not give me the funds that I need to get what I need? Like that way I can go get me a bicycle in town. If you donated a couple $100 right now, I can get me a new bicycle, like cheap. I can probably get one for like 50 something bucks at a pawn shop and just make sure it runs right and has thicker tires, right? I mean, donate me enough to get me a brand new bike. Like, why not? Like, I don't understand that. Like, if these people have money, however, I don't know how you get it or what you doing, but if you all throw in a pot together or whatever, if all y'all have a group that big, why would you not help me fund what I'm doing? I don't make like just because you're against me, like why? Because I shine? I don't know you. There's no way for you to have something personal against me. I've said that this whole time, but you don't want to be genuine. So now they're shook and they're scared. That's reality. So it is what it is. But like I said, I mean, no, that's what y'all should be doing is donating. I said that. Put your money where your mouth is. That's why I kept saying it. Like I told you what it is. I don't talk for no reason. When I said I told you, like, no, y'all are gonna pay me. Like, y'all don't have a choice, bro. This is God at work. And I'm gonna tell you something God told me, man. So that's kind of funny that you say that, because God told me trust in God's power, something to correct him. Maybe that's what he was talking about. If that was really genuine, I mean, that would be cool. You know what I mean? But I mean, that's a lot to let go of, man. I let go and I forgave because I'm me, but it's just not normal. That's a lot to just let go of. And either way, like I said, I still have to do the federal lawsuit. You know what I mean? Like that's not fair at all. So I mean, it is what it is. Like I said, we go into court no matter what. So understand that. But yeah, if you want to help your cause, I mean, you should donate. But my whole point is, I need money right now for what I need, for little things that I need. Like, why are you not helping me when like half y'all were the reason I had to spend money and do things? I never really wasted anything. I spent money taking care of people and helping people. Some of y'all owe me money. There's people on this network right now owe me money, bro. Like what? See, that's what I'm saying. But you wanted to get online and play games. Okay. That's weird. So, like I said, at the end of the day, right, you wasn't talking to me. My name's Tyree Sneed, like I told you, right? So, like, now you know what's up, right? Just like I told you, like everybody. So, like I said, nobody plays with me or messes with me. People run from me. People understand I'm a formidable force. Like I said, I literally shut down all y'all. I shut down every witches coven. I shut down all of masonry. I took on Illuminati and defeated them not only in the street but financially. Is you crazy? So, like I said, at the end of the day, when you're dealing with an actual genius like me, like I said, that's what I need. I need the funding, bro. But the more you wait, the more I got a problem. And that's my whole point. Like, nah, y'all been waiting too long, bro. I need money, bro. Y'all should have been donated, bro. It's that hard to send me $50. At least minimum 50 for just the first time. And that's right now, bro. That's not negotiable, bro. If I'm not getting that, it's whatever, bro. You know what I mean? That's crazy, bro. Because like I said, like I'm sitting here and they're the reason why I'm going through any of this. That's just weird, bro. How you gonna come online and hide and act? What? Yeah, y'all play games with people, bro. Y'all try to play with people, bro. Like, won't be with me. I don't play like that. I don't play games at all. So like I said, donate, man. Send some real money, bro. I'm gonna go check real quick if y'all cashed up anything, man. This is ridiculous, bro. Hold up. Yeah. See what I'm talking about? There's nothing in that cash app. So that's what I mean. They just talk and run their mouth like it is what it is. At the end of the day, the federal lawsuit is going to happen regardless. It's going to be what it's going to be. And at the end of the day, we're going to keep on winning regardless. So like I said, I mean, if you want to donate and you want to send me some bread and actually give me some money to do what I need to do, that's what you should be doing. It ain't hard. It's a couple of $100, bro. Like I said, a couple $100, you give me enough to get a bus ticket, right? Get moving, build everything. That's all I need. I just need enough money, set up my situations, get this moving, bro. I can go right up to Austin, bro, and get this moving gravy style, right? And you better not get in my way of nothing I'm building, right? Stay out my business, stay out my way, because I'm done playing. You feel me? Because that's what they do. They be trying to track me in. Oh, you trying to worry about what I'm doing and where I'm at. Don't worry about me, worry about you. Get your act together. Feel me? But like I said, either way, man, we gonna keep on getting our money. These people think they smart. You're not smart, bro. If you was smart, you wouldn't have done this. You see what I'm saying? So, like I said, I'm gonna be free. I'm gonna be good regardless. We gonna keep on winning. Like I said, I need folks to send me money. That's what I need, like 100%. Like what? See, they wanted to change the situation the whole time, right? It was because y'all dropped the ball. The reason I'm having to ask folks for money is because this company don't pay me right, and these people left me out to dry, bro. Yeah, I was in Green Bay. I had every job. Y'all ruined the job. Everything I did, y'all called them and messed it up. Like, don't get on here and play games, bro. Y'all owe me money, man. You owe me all that money I should have been making at every job. That's like hundreds of thousands of dollars. And the court's going to make you pay it in punitive damages. I'm not settling out of court. Y'all don't have money to settle out of court. With Carly Fiorina, I'm for sure not settling out of court because I'm going to make sure she ends up in prison. You feel me? That's not even negotiable. Feel me? So, like I said, man, I'm starting to look like y'all nappy heads. Got me a knot. What the hell? That penguin? It's that penguin witchcraft. You messing with my cornrows, penguin? Look at that penguin working your damn witchcraft. You and your weird brother. I ain't never had a knot in my hair like this. What the hell is this, boy? You and your witchcraft, penguin. Told you. Look what that witchcraft doing to me. Look at this. What the hell is this? Can't get it. What the hell happened? I got a Jerry curl going on. This is ridiculous. What the hell is it stuck to? I just showered earlier too. What the hell is this? Ow. Come on, dude. Ah, ah. What the hell is that? What is in my hair? Ah. All right. I think I got it. All right. Good enough. So yeah, like I said, at the end of the day, these folks, it is what it is. They're going to prison. So I won either way. Like I said, there's no point in talking. Like I said, I should be looking at that cash up right now. There should be thousands of dollars in there. That's just the start. Y'all owe me thousands upon thousands of dollars in punitive damage, everything. Like I said, like it is what it is. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, quite frankly, like I even would. Hold on. Oh, I felt that one right in my sternum. That's from all them dips. Hopefully I'll be all right because that just popped again, and that might not be good because last time it happened, I was having issues breathing. But like I said, maybe what do you call it? I mean, like it's just not something that I can settle out of court with anyone because these folks don't want to pay me, and like I would just never give them that outing. Like nah, y'all showed me no remorse, no mercy. Like, come on, bro, what you did to me when you called Seton Hospital, nah, bro, I ain't letting that go. Like forgiveness is one thing, but like that's something you don't forgive. You know what I mean? But like I'm forgiven still because I'm superhuman on the side, but that don't mean I'm a pushover. Now, y'all, it's definitely prison time. So, like I said, yeah, they scared. They want a truce. There's no truce. Like I said, y'all need to pay me. So just get some money rotating, man. Like I said, create a budget and don't wait. Y'all need to do it right now, bro. You know what I mean? Like I said, every time I tell you to pay me, pay me. Don't sit there and wait. The more you wait, see, that's what's creating this rage and anger. You do it on purpose. So, like I said, you do what you do. Either way, I'm gonna make sure in court that I win. I'm not stopping nothing because y'all had no remorse. Y'all don't have no mercy. You want to keep sitting there playing with me. Like, call for the money, bro. Y'all owe me tons of money, bro. All you people, bro. Like I said, all these people, these corrupt ones owe me money, bro. Y'all play with my money, bro. Where's my money, man? See, that's what they get. They didn't think people would come back for their payment. I came to this corner store and made sure I got my check. And that little fool that looked like Jerry or whatever from Seinfeld, right? He looked like Seinfeld, whatever, the one with the glasses, right? He was sitting there and looked shook. Yeah, I made sure you gave me my money and gave me my check. Them fools was trying to play with me in Austin, gang stalking. What you talking about? Like, what? This fools act like I can't, like I don't know who everybody is. I can figure out who every individual is and what part you played in this. Boy, stop it. So, like I said, at the end of the day, we're gonna keep on moving, doing what we do. Batman run the streets. I'm a boss, been a boss, straight gangster for real. You already know about this. And like I said, everybody else is fake as hell. Right. And when I touch down, we build an environment based off respect. And that's what I built out here. I talk how I want, I do what I want. What's up? So, like I said, end of the day, homeboy, right? At the end of the day, I built all this. I think I'll do what the hell I want. You feel me? When I put up the capital for my life, I do what I want. When I pay for everything, I do what I want. You get the hell off my property and the hell up out my face. That's what you do. That's how this country works. See, these fools on YouTube, they delusional. They thought it was something else. Yeah, you go play with Jack Doherty. We don't play them games over here, boy. Ain't no Jack Doherty's out here. Real talk. Like, what? They want to act like this is Rodney King or something. Ain't no Rodney Kings out here, homeboy. Feel me? Y'all be funny, bro. Yeah, they want to play with people like Jack Doherty, right? Because he's a punk. Yeah, I ain't no punk though. Y'all got me misconstrued. I'm straight up, homeboy. Yeah, no, it ain't no truth. You know, we gonna be in red pill territory too. Don't worry. We're gonna be right there on the street active. I don't know what you're talking about. We're gonna be up there in Seattle. I'm gonna be in New York City. I'm gonna be in all your hoods, all your boroughs. You know what I mean? Just get ready for me, man. That's all you gotta do. Just get ready for all this. Look at this. All right. Just get ready for all that in your neighborhood, all that in your neighborhood, boss. Batman taking over the street, running everything, boy. Huh? What's up? What? Well, y'all serious, man? Look like I'm built out the penitentiary, and they want to talk about. That's what they wanted to do. They want to lock me up every day. Bro, it is what it is. You can't do nothing with me, but like we already live like that. Hell, I do the same thing anyway, right? Eat ramen spreads, right? You got to put money on my books, commissary. We already living like that, brother. That ain't nothing. It'll never happen, but I'm just saying we ain't worried about that. Look, I'm bigger than everybody. You put me in a pen or a jail or a prison ever, bro. You know how big I'm gonna get? They feed you starch food there, bro. I'll look like this, but like 4 times this size, bro. Stop playing with me. Y'all fools is funny, man. You know what I mean? But like I said, we come down hard body on your block for real. Like I said, people didn't expect a monster to grow into this, and now they don't want to deal with it. Y'all ain't got a choice. I'm gonna be right in front of all y'all's faces. Just like I am every day out here. I don't play. I get to pressing folks. I get to G-checking everybody. Like I said, I ain't come to play, bro. I don't want peace. Trust me. Peace ain't my friend. Peace ain't something I want. I ain't never wanted peace. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, bro. Like, you know what I mean? You want to get real, I want action. You feel me? Like I said, people can run their mouth all they want. Like I said, hit that Cash App, man. That's what I want to see. Put your money where your mouth is. Quit running your mouth. Feel me? Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. Pay me, right? Yeah, we ain't got nothing to talk about. Just pay me. That's it. So like I said, I'm done talking here for now. That's about it, man. Other than that, I mean, fools is just funny. But yeah, I'm just saying, like, if I ever was like in the jail, penitentiary, any of that, you understand that that's all I would do is work out. Be doing the same thing. All I'd be doing is working out, eating spreads. I'll be getting swollen there, man. You better have money in my books. But like I said, I'll never go because I follow all the rules and I uphold the law. And my career doesn't really enable me to be in that position because anything I do, I'm doing the right thing anyway. Feel me? Yes, I know you're mad. Right. I know you're upset. Yes, that's right. Talk about yourself. Okay. And your name's on that federal indictment list, buddy. Okay, Mark? Okay. I own you, and I don't know who you are. Right? You're very weird. So, like I said, that's that one. He's scared, so he gets on a panel and he start doing weird theatrics. Yeah, he's a coward. He's nobody. So, like I said, end of the day, hit that Cash App, hit that PayPal, hit that Venmo. That's all I'm talking about. That's all I'm trying to hear. Like I said, you see right there. I just told you a couple of my assets, man. The bulletproof vest costs thousands of dollars too. The steel 18 gauge steel armor costs thousands of dollars. What you talking about, bro? Every piece of furniture in here costs thousands. Y'all crazy be playing with me, bro. Don't talk to me about no money. I'm talking to a hustler. Y'all funny. See, that's what they want you to do. Oh, you're supposed to shrink to make them comfortable. I exist. I'm here. Put up with it. What's up? I don't shrink for nobody. I'm a giant. I am a giant. Yeah, you mad because you phased because I'm a giant, boy. Y'all little. Right? I'll talk to y'all later, man. Stay mad. Like I said, send that money, boy. That's the only thing that might help you a little bit. Real talk. Record it might help you. Feel me? But it is what it is, man. Y'all look forward to prison. I look forward to a beautiful life being with Christina. She negotiated 6.8 million guaranteed. We're looking at 30, 50 million potentially. God going to probably give me 800,000 million. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna have all the money in the world. Stay mad, stay hating. It is what it is. And I just got a brand new backpack. Like, come on, bro. You can't make this stuff up. God blesses the meek. Meek shall inherit the earth, man. That's why you mad. Like I said, I'm getting all my money. So it is what it is. And that check already up over 15 bucks, bro. And I'm a superstar. I know you mad. Stay mad. All right. I'll talk to y'all later, man. Like I said, I'm always in positive spirits and a good energy. These people always miserable and negative. Let them talk to themselves. All right. One.